Oh, let me get this out of my teeth.
Excuse me. Do I have something in my teeth?
Okay. Copy that.
Eric Rodgers and Coach Adam Smith. We are here at Milton High School where Fort Atkinson Blackhawks coming in to take on the Milton Redhawks in the aptly named Hawk Bowl. You know, we thought our prediction early in the week was a little bit of rain, but it looks like that's kind of changed to some wind. Will that be a factor?
It looks like it's going to be a nice night here. It's a great atmosphere. Both teams look ready to go.
Well, Fort Atkinson comes in 0-4, but, you know, Coach Mahoney was saying, you know, we believe in a turnaround. We've got a passing attack that's top in the conference, so anything can happen, especially, you know, we talked before that, you know, the game started, and both coaches seem to think that you can throw the records out the window in this thing.
Absolutely, but the community is so close together. I'm sure a lot of these kids know each other already, been playing against each other since they were in Pee Wee. You know, you throw the records out. I hope it's not a game like it was against, you know, Craig and Parker. I hope it's a close battle. We're expecting that. The youth of Fort Atkinson and their confidence coming into Milton the last couple of years and beating them versus the turnaround of Milton and their 3-1 record so far after being 3-7 last year.
Yeah, no, let's not forget about Coach Bill O'Leary, his second year here, and really kind of turning this thing around. And you know, one of the things he said early in the week is, you know, to be honest, I kind of came here and started coaching because my son Patrick is starting to play, so he's getting playing time, so why not bring in an experienced coach who had experience coaching over at Janesville Craig?
And nothing like having your son, coach's son at that, help be a leader on the team, extension of the coaching staff. He knows exactly what his dad's thinking and can help in that huddle. And, you know, especially with a new offense, pistol offense, somewhat new. Dabbled a little bit in it last year, really full force this year, and having his brother also, Coach O'Leary's brother, is the defensive coordinator. Kind of a family affair at Milton.
Yeah, and we will have more of the pregame for this Hawk Bowl coming up. You're watching the Hawk Bowl on CW57 Sports.
Monday, October 13th. See why critics are calling Jane the Virgin miraculous.
You're pregnant.
But I've never had sex.
Gina Rodriguez is flat out amazing and the breakout star of the fall season.
Will you?
Michael, I'm pregnant.
Jane the Virgin. Series premiere Monday, October 13th on the CW.
Eric Rodgers and Coach Adam Smith here with Milton's coach Bill O'Leary. Coach, you have Fort Atkinson here on your mind, and they kind of beat up on you last time you played. So what adjustments are you going to make this time around?
Well, we have to play a little bit better on defense. Last year, we let their quarterback make a lot of the decisions, and we didn't do a very good job doing our responsibilities. We worked all weekend doing a little bit better job than we did last year. So hopefully we'll play a little bit better defense.
Coach, being a Milton grad, how important is this rivalry to you and coming out on top tonight?
Well, see, I'm real old, so Fort wasn't even involved in that conference when I was around. We were doing Barney and Fred Flintstone, but now that I'm in this conference, this is a huge rivalry because they're only 8 miles up the road, and they're obviously somebody that's, you know, we've got to play every year, and we got to make sure we take care of business when we play, no matter what sport it is. So it's our job tonight in football.
Coach, you had the pistol offense here this year. What was the thought behind changing to the pistol?
Well, we kind of did a little bit of it last year. Tyler Westrick's an explosive athlete, and we're trying to get a little bit more use out of him by letting him make decisions on the corner about where to run the ball to, either give it to Howard Green or he runs it, and so far it's worked out pretty well.
Coach, how excited are you? You've already reached your win total from last year. How excited would you be to surpass that already so far this year and to be against Fort Atkinson?
And we talked about we're doing it on a weekly basis. So the job this week is to be 1-0, like Bielema used to say. We want to make sure we take care of business, and if it's against Fort Atkinson, it's against Fort Atkinson. But 4-1 would sound awfully good, and something we haven't done around here for a long time.
That's Coach Bill O'Leary. We'll have kickoff in the Hawk Bowl right here on CW57 Sports. Eric Rogers and Coach Adam Smith here at the Hawk Bowl. We have Fort Atkinson coach Steve Mahoney here. And Steve, you're looking for, you told us early in the week, 3 to 5 wins in the conference. You need to get those wins. So what do you need to do against Milton here tonight?
Well, first of all, we need to protect the football. I mean, there's no doubt we can't afford to turn it over, eliminate big plays, and eliminate penalties. I think if we can do those 3 things, we'll be in the football game in the fourth quarter.
Coach, rivalry game, of course, community's so close together. What would it mean to come out on top again this year?
Well, it'd be good for our community. You know, this is the 3rd year in a row we've had to travel to Milton with the schedule set up, and we've taken 2 home in a row. Our community likes coming to Milton and winning. You know, this is a rich tradition town of football. They like it, and our fans enjoy coming here because they know it's going to be a great night of football.
And if I'm not mistaken, you guys, I think 7 sophomores starting this game. So talk about the youth of your team a little bit.
Well, we've got some young kids that are youthful, but they're pretty good as well. You know, we tell them at this point in the game, week 5, that you're a junior or a sophomore right now. You can't play at that younger level. So they're physical, and they just need to adapt themselves and get ready to go. You know, the future's bright, but we are where we are right now, and we can't use that as an excuse. We have to play our best football.
Sure. Coach, you talked about earlier in the week with us about your youth and about your depth, not as deep as years past. How has your depth affected your special teams so far this year?
You know, the advantage is our special teams have still been pretty good because we platoon, so we're able to get a lot of kids, our good kids, still on special teams. So that really hasn't hurt us at all with that depth. We've broken in a new kicker. Our punter, Alex Krieger, now is the last few games is averaging 40 yards per punt, which is good. It took him a little bit of time to get his confidence going, but he's doing a good job. Our returners, you know, they're our receivers, our D-backs, so it's nice. You know, that's where platooning helps out for depth.
And how would it be?
Well, here is the kickoff in the Hawk Bowl where Milton will take the ball up to near the 30-yard line, but a flag on the kickoff here to start out this Hawk Bowl from Milton High School.
Number 33, Strasburg, flag on the field.
So Strasburg, the tailback for Fort Atkinson, making the tackle. Flag will likely be a holding against Milton, and it is. So backs them up to the 14-yard line, and that's where this Red Hawk offense will get underway. Tyler Westrick, the quarterback, last week 5 for 8, 79 yards and a touchdown, but really did the damage with his legs. 15 carries, 131 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I'm Eric Rogers with Coach Adam Smith here on CW57's Hawk Bowl. And the first play is a play action, play from Westrick. He'll run the ball up to about the 12-yard line, which will go down as a loss of about 2. So, Coach, welcome in here. What are we looking forward to here tonight?
Well, we're looking for the progression of this new offense, the pistol offense to Milton. And you can see right there is a nice play call to start off the game. Usually in these high school games, you get a coach, you just want to run the ball right up the middle, get that first play in. But I like that first play call, play action pass.
And here this time they do go with the running play, and that's Howard Green up the middle to the 22-yard line.
And one of the things I've noticed right away are the splits of the offensive linemen. They're pretty wide, especially for a tight end and wing pistol offense. You can see right here a lot of basically their alignment has helped make the hole for that play right up the middle. And Fort Atkinson is adjusting to it by widening out with them.
And here we go for a 3rd and 3 from the 20-yard line. And they get out to the 23. Here this time they go handoff again. This time it's Green.
Green with the carry.
And we got a flag. It looked like maybe potentially a face mask. Sometimes when you go twisting down to the ground like that.
32 on the stop.
Again, when they're adjusting their line splits, they're moving that 3-tech. That's the defensive lineman that aligns over the outside shoulder of the tackle, or excuse me, the guard, pushing out that 3-tech.
Now, you talked about the offensive lineman kind of splitting out. Now, is the danger there would be if the D lineman can get up and through those gaps?
They could if they use great technique and got skinny and you use some quickness or, blitzing linebackers, either delayed blitz or whatnot. It does create a rush lane or a pass rush lane. But I think Milton really wants to run the ball here.
And Fort here in the 5-2 defense, and the offense goes passing out to Colin Weberpal. And he will take it out to the 44-yard line of Fort Atkinson. So the Red Hawks moving the ball now, this time through the air.
It's the first time I've seen cut blocking utilized. You can see the 3-step tackles, center all cut. Expecting the ball to be out quickly and on time right there. And Tyler Wistrick did a nice job of identifying the defensive player to make his read to make that nice pass out to the flat, and is a great gain.
And both of these quarterbacks coming in are going to be pretty similar in their dual threat capabilities. Here's a handoff to Green. He'll take it inside the 40. 17 carries last week, 70 yards and a score.
44 Forrester on the stop.
In Milton's 34-7 win over Monroe. This Badger South Conference game brought to you by A1 Furniture and Bedding. We want to thank all the people over there for supporting us this season as the official Bowl Series sponsor, providing over 30 years of the best prices and best service. And here it's 2nd and 6 for the Red Hawks. Swing pass out in the flat. That's Higginbotham. That'll be a gain of about 3. Higginbotham listed at 5'6", 155.
Those bubble screens are utilized to help getting spread out the defense, make them have to defend sideline to sideline and clear out that box to help run. Never like to see a receiver, though, cut it back into pursuit. I'm going to have him take on half man, maybe give a stiff arm right there, get up the field, try to gain more yards that way versus cutting back inside to pursuit, limiting your movement upfield.
And 3 wide receivers to the right side. Hits Weberpal in the seam, and he's going to take it all the way in for the score. A 35-yard touchdown pass from Westrick to Weberpal.
And that was just a quick read. They weren't covering the slot. Throw it out there quick. Breaks the tackle here. Breaks another one and is off to the races. The great power right there. Way to finish that play.
So the Green Bay Packer touchdown is now 6-0 in favor of Milton. Right away, 2 third down conversions on that drive. And the extra point is up and good. We'll take it to a commercial break here in the Hawk Bowl. You're watching the Hawk Bowl on A1 Furniture and Bedding's High School Football Bowl Series on CW57 Sports. What?
Pawn America presents CB550, $5 cash back for every 50 you spend. Like this 13-inch MacBook Pro, only $799. That means 80 CB550 bucks back to you. This 18-karat gold and stainless Rolex Submariner is priced at just under $6,000. Get it now and pick up 600 CB550 bucks to boot. This 47-inch LG TV for under $500 means another 50 CB550 bucks back to you. Name brand guaranteed CB550 deals at your neighborhood Pawn America.
Eric Rodgers and Coach Adam Smith here for CW57 Sports. The A1 Furniture and Bedding Hawk Bowl. The Milton Red Hawks just scored a touchdown, a 35-yard strike to Weberpal. And they're leading the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks. And so Dylan Swearig will be set to kick it off, and Fort Atkinson will get their first chance on offense.
Number 1, Bernard, and number 8, Edwards back to receive.
And the ball touched at the 12-yard line, dropped and picked back up. And getting out to about the 30, 31-yard line, so not a bad return after the mishandled return. So that was Dylan Bernard.
And Eric, I wanted to mention that to the viewers that they can chat with us during the game on Twitter if they like, at Coach Adam Smith, and at Eric Rogers Brand. We'd love to hear from you during the game here. We watch it just as you do, and would love to interact with you.
So we'll definitely be doing that as well, since we can't have our phones on us during the broadcast. But here's Dylan Bernard. Will take the pass and get out to the 40-yard line. Brett Baselich on the pass, the all-conference honorable mention last year, leads the conference in passing yards this year.
Number 13, Stavarius.
You can see both coaches have scouted well, and they know if they're not going to cover the slots, well, they're going to throw those quick bubble screens out there and force people to cover.
So Baselich will take this snap and hand it off to Strasburg. And he'll gain a couple of yards.
Number 33 on the carry.
This will be 3rd and 3 for the Blackhawks. Now the same situation Milton was in on the other end of the field.
3rd and 2.
So officially they call it 3rd and 2 from the 41-yard line. Quarter number 1, 7:15 to play. It's 7-0 Redhawks.
Again, they're going to cover those slots with the safeties. Might as well throw it right out to them.
Man in motion. Fakes. And up the middle, and nothing for Baselich. And that's a 3rd down stop.
And one of the keys of this game is going to be the offensive line of Fort Atkinson versus the defensive line of Milton. We talked with Coach Mahoney early in the week, and he told us that he's not only young on the line, but they suffered a couple injuries to some veteran offensive linemen, and they've had to do some patchwork for this game.
Well, as we come on to punt, Fort Atkinson in the injury report, 2 offensive linemen down with concussions. Tight end Brentley Glass will move over to center, and Jacob Booz, the linebacker, over to right tackle. And a great punt inside the 5-yard line. Milton will have 95 yards to go if they want to score another touchdown.
That was a fantastic punt by Alex Kruger. Getting it down inside the 20 and going to force Milton's offense to have to travel the length of the field here. Again, percentages, we've talked about it all year. Percentages are not good starting from your own, more than a 1 in 30 chance that you're going to get any type of score out of this situation. So Fort Atkinson has helped itself after their first series of pinning Milton's offense deep. Let's see if they can't get a stop and get the ball back in better field position.
This game brought to you by the Green Bay Packers, proud supporters of Wisconsin high school football. For more information on the Packers' involvement in youth and high school football, visit packers.com/youthfootball. 1st and 10 from the 5-yard line. Milton will hand it off to Green. He'll get up and get some breathing room out to about the 10. So not a bad job. And now here the fullback Ben Skelly will come in.
Number 56, Beavers.
Also, Subway of Milton. Ricardo Ramos and family of Subway Sandwiches are proud supporters of the Milton High School Redhawks. Brought to you by Subway Sandwiches on Janesville Street in Milton, 868-9777. Up 7-0 and facing 2nd and 5. From the 10-yard line, Milton. Hand it off again to Green. A lot of room. And he's got one man to beat. And he's dragged down at the 35, a good 25-yard gallop. So if I can do my math, over to the 35.
It's a great job with the fullback, number 40, Ben Skelly, sealing that linebacker inside and allowing Green to get up through there and into the secondary and off to the races. Did a great job of falling forward and 25-yard gain and giving a lot of breathing room. Momentum is definitely on Milton's side.
Well, Milton's offensive line opening up those big gaping holes.
Well, you can look right here. You can see where it's right where they want to run. Again, with their splits, they've pushed that 3-tech out. He's undersized.
This time they give the ball to Dakota Moxley on the handoff. He'll take it to the 40. His first carry of the night.
Milton is definitely dictating what defense Fort Atkinson is in just with their alignment.
And for Moxley, underutilized offensive weapon here.
That was the first counter action also we've seen.
So 4:38 to play in quarter number 1. Milton up over Fort Atkinson 7-0. Here's the 2nd and 5. Westrick's pass falls incomplete.
Westrick's pass is incomplete, intended for Higginbotham.
This game brought to you by CW57's Talk of the Town. Fresh, lively discussions with Wisconsin's icons, leaders, movers, and shakers in a talk show format, providing one-on-one analysis of current issues. If you want to feature your business, call 608-270-5700.
3rd and 5.
And now with 4.5 remaining in the opening quarter of the Hawk Bowl, the Milton Redhawks facing a 3rd and 5. Westrick, 3 wide receivers to the left. He'll keep it off to the right side. He's got room to pick up that first down, and he does. That is a Green Bay Packer first down.
That was a design pull play right there to fake that fullback or that halfback dive that they run so well. A kick out block. Coming back. Good job by number 62, Garrett Knutson.
Well, Cole Beavers almost had him on the... He was just beat on the play, trying to reach out.
You teach your offensive lineman when they pull, if that defensive lineman is coming across and his shoulders turn, you want to kick him out. But if he's staying square, you want to loop around and seal him. They did a good job of sealing to the inside and allowing Westrick to get around the edge.
And that first down carry by Howard Green will pick up 11 yards and move the chains once again. Another Green Bay Packer first down. So you're seeing how well the offensive line able to mix things up and confuse the defense enough to pick up the first down.
Kobe Carmen there with a nice block on the linebacker. They're just running that fullback dive in there.
1st and 10. He finds Higginbotham, but incomplete. This game brought to you by The Restaurant Show, Wisconsin's official television guide to the best restaurants around. Life's too short to eat average, so skip the rest and enjoy the best. We'll tell you where to go right here on The Restaurant Show, 608-270-5700 or CW57.tv. 3.5 to play in quarter number 1 of the A1 Furniture Hawk Bowl. Milton leads 7-0 over Fort Atkinson. Howard Green again on the carry. He'll pick up a few. Got Keegan Forrester got in the backfield.
I was just about to say, Keegan Forrester did a nice job of knifing through there, grabbing the shoe tops of Howard Green there and slowing him down enough where defense was able to get him down. And still got a good 3.5, 4 yards on that play. But bringing up a 3rd and 7. Just not an ideal situation you want to be in offensively, but Milton's proven so far they did a nice job. And here's a bunch set off to the right.
Well, remember, they started out their own 5-yard line. They can still play field position. Wow, had the tight end, Colin Weberpel, on the cross. Unfortunately, the ball a little bit behind him, and he couldn't catch it.
Had the slant route open. Just let that ball eat him up in his body. You got to catch, talk about receiver's hand position and framing the ball, thumbs together, and he just didn't have hand position right there. He tried to catch it with the body, and that's what happens.
So Dylan Swerd comes on to punt.
But Milton did a great job of changing the field position, just like Fort Atkinson did.
That's right. The punt is away, but that'll carry. Oh, dies right before. Could have gone to the goal, past the goal line. Instead, it's at the 7, and that's where Fort Atkinson will take over. And their offense is going to be backed up in the same position they just put Milton into.
So far, the two punters with the big plays so far, pinning each other's defense or offenses deep. Like I said, Milton did a great job of not expecting in that situation to come away with points, but did a great job of at least getting out just past midfield and doing what you're supposed to do. Now they change field positions, and they're causing in cause of Fort Atkinson here to have to run some plays backed up. Again, with an inexperienced line.
And so Baselic, deep in his own territory, will come out and throw to the right out to, I believe that was Bentley Glass.
Nope, Dylan Bernard.
Beslick's pass is complete.
So 5 catches last week, and one of the main targets, 56 yards. He's averaging 47 yards per game. 2.5 to play in the opening quarter of the Hawk Bowl. Fort Atkinson trails Milton 7-0. Deep in their own territory. It's 2nd and 8 from the 9. And they go with the end-around run play. Gets just outside the 10. So Bernard comes back after catching the ball, and he'll run.
Nelson and Silvius on the snap.
It's a great job by Cheney Passer there, splitting the two offensive linemen that were coming out and leading on that jet sweep and making the tackle. That's a tough thing to do as a corner, take on 2 blockers and still come up with the tackle.
So 3rd and 7, Baselic will be passing, hits his target, and should take him just enough yardage for the first down. He hits Clay Gerds.
That's a great call by Steve Mahoney and his crew right there to get that first down. I love, personally as a play caller and a coach, I love throwing hooks. I believe it's timed up right. It's a very tough route to defend, and they did a good job of running that route past the first down marker, working his way back to the ball, creating separation and catching the ball there and making that first down. Huge first down for Fort Atkinson.
And from the 19, they'll be running, this time to the outside and tackled in the backfield. Nowhere to go for Strasburg.
There's Cheney Passer again, fighting off the block and making another TFL.
You look at both of these teams actually kind of in the middle of the pack of the conference as far as defensive stats, unless you're talking about total tackles, in which Fort Atkinson actually leads the conference.
2nd and 12.
But after the loss, it's 2nd and 12 for the Blackhawks. Baselic passes right side and overthrows everybody. That pass goes incomplete. This game brought to you by Girl Talk. It is a platform for women to showcase their talents and knowledge on current issues and agendas affecting the women of today. 608-270-5700. Also, A1 Furniture and Bedding. We want to thank all the people over there for supporting us this season as the official Bowl Series sponsor. Over 30 years, we're providing the best prices and best service. And it's now a 3rd and 12 in the last 30 seconds of the opening quarter of the Hawk Bowl. Again down the middle of the field. Wow, what a hit, but caught. He hit Eli Rolinski. Last week, just 2 receptions for 52 yards, and what a key catch there in the middle of the field.
What a great catch by that young man. He got popped too. Did a great job protecting the ball with his body, catching it, bringing it in. Both hands on it as he's coming to the ground and make sure he secure the catch through the tackle. What a great catch by that young man.
And it moves the chains for another Green Bay Packer first down for the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks. This time the pass off to the right goes for nothing. The clock will continue to run, and that should take us to the end of the opening quarter. The A1 Furniture and Bedding Hawk Bowl. And the clock will strike 0, so we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back for more of the Hawk Bowl on CW57 Sports.
I'm Jessa Jeremiah, your host for The Restaurant Show, the show that is your guide to the best restaurants in town so you can skip the rest and enjoy the best, all right here on the CW57.
If you really do this, you're gonna make mistakes. But the good you do will far outweigh the bad. What if I'm not a hero? You can be better, making a difference, saving people in a flash.
Getting set for quarter number 2 here in Milton High School. I'm Eric Rogers with Coach Adam Smith for the A1 Furniture and Bedding Hawk Bowl on CW57 Sports. The Milton Redhawks lead the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks 7-0. Colin Weberpel, the only touchdown catch of the night here so far. But right now it's Fort Atkinson driving, and they send a man in motion with the ball, and he'll run it for negative yardage, it looks like, just slightly.
Tackled on the play by Martinelli.
That's a situation where you have the number advantage, you bring a guy in motion, give him the ball in a jet sweep, and we just, Fort Atkinson just doesn't do a great job of maintaining their blocks and hooking and creating a lane for the back there.
Yeah, they sent Clay Gerds on the running play. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 for Fort Atkinson to open quarter number 2. So faced again with the 3rd down.
I'd go right back to Clay Gerds. He's 6'4". There it is. A little late. It's too late. Had him open. He has definite height advantage. Second team returning all conference.
And that goes incomplete, and that'll end up being a turnover, or actually a 4th down now. And it could have been a turnover with throwing into triple coverage, as that ball, as you said, Adam, was late.
In that sense, it's a 5-step and a hitch. Or in this case, when they're in shotgun, a 3-step and a hitch, and that ball has to be thrown on time. You can't wait till he gets open. You got to throw it to the window, anticipate the receiver will catch it.
And that ball mishandled at the 38-yard line, and now we got to scramble for the ball. As Milton was running up on it, and Fort Atkinson comes away with it. So that'll be a change of field possession, or field position, and now Fort Atkinson will stay right back out on the field.
Actually, I think Milton ended up recovering it.
Well, that is fortunate for them. Yeah, Fort Atkinson was cheering over there.
That ball must have squirted right out.
Well, lucky break for the Redhawks. The return man ran up on it, and the ball just kind of died, so he mishandled it. So Westrick and the offense will be back out there. So here's the handoff to Green. Not much on the carry, Adam.
Well, the inside zone play has been working for him, and I imagine we're going to see a lot of that play because it has been working, and Fort did a good job. I'm sure they made some adjustments on the sideline after that last series. And we'll see if Milton can counter here with adjustments.
So it'll be 2nd and 8 for Milton, leading 7-0. 10.5 to play in the first quarter. He'll come out throwing. Westrick off to the left. He hits Weberpel near midfield, and that should be enough for a Green Bay Packer first down. This game brought to you by the Green Bay Packers. They are proud supporters of Wisconsin high school football. For more information on the Packers' involvement in youth and high school football, visit packers.com/youthfootball.
Tyler Westrick does a nice job on the timing of that play. He's thrown that play three times now, and they've connected twice. He's able to catch that ball, 1-step anchor, and release that ball on time. And Colin Whipperpall, he's had a big night so far tonight.
Yeah, a couple key receptions, including the touchdown. That's the difference in this game, and we're going to get a measurement. And while we have a moment, let's take a look at our sponsors. Subway of Milton, Ricardo Ramos and family of Subway Sandwiches, proud supporters of Milton High School Redhawks. Brought to you by Subway Sandwiches on Janesville Street in Milton, 868-9777. Subway, eat fresh, home of the $5 footlong. And also CW57's Talk of the Town. Fresh, lively discussions with Wisconsin's icons, leaders, movers, and shakers in a talk show format providing one-on-one analysis of current issues. 608-270-5700 or CW57.tv. And after the measurement, it will be a 1st and 10 for Milton at the 49-yard line. They lead 7-0. So Westrick in the offense now. The clock will start rolling. There's a little bit of the option play. Gives it out to Green, and he's roped down for a gain of 0. Good penetration in the backfield.
Have to see that on replay again with the whenever you run option. Usually you leave that last guy, the defensive end, on it, and it looks like, yeah, they chipped him. Quarterback wasn't able to get a true read on that. Ended up pitching late, and they also did not get to the linebacker, and that's who made the play in the backfield for a no gain right there.
It actually is officially a loss of a yard, so it's 2nd and 11. 9:40 to play in the first half. They fake the handoff this time to Green, and Westrick takes it himself up the middle. Gain of a couple. He had 15 carries last week, 131 yards and 3 touchdowns. So we get Dakota Moxley subbing in for the fullback Ben Skelly. This game brought to you by the Restaurant Show. It's Wisconsin's official television guide to the best restaurants around. Life's too short to eat average, so skip the rest and enjoy the best. We'll tell you where to go on the Restaurant Show. Here's the 3rd and 9 play for the Red Hawks. Coming out passing, rolling left. He's going to throw it out to Green, but he'll end up stepping out for minimal yardage, and it's going to be 4th down and long for the Red Hawks.
Well, they had the play they wanted. They had exactly what they wanted. They cleared out that whole left side. They brought the back on the swing route. They forced 51 to make a decision, but Green just ran his route just a little too close to the sideline, and when he caught it, he just wasn't able to control himself and get up the field. If he would have been able to control himself, that would have been a 1st down.
So Swerig will come on to punt. Ball will drop at the 10-yard line. Now it's Dylan Bernard. About a 10-yard return. And so the Blackhawks will start on their own 19-yard line. And this game, the Hawk Bowl, presented by CW57 Girl Talk, a platform for women to showcase their talents and knowledge on current issues and agendas affecting the women of today. CW57.tv. 8:40 to play in the first half. We give the handoff.
Well, Milton just
up the middle to Strasburg.
Milton is begging Fort Atkinson to throw the ball, and I don't know why Fort Atkinson isn't taking advantage of it. Usually when you run a spread offense, you count numbers in the box, and Milton has 8 in the box. And when you have 8 in the box, it is really hard to run against. You've got to throw.
Well, he got the conference leader in passing yards in Baselic, but here it is a 2nd and 7. We'll see if they come out passing. They do. The slant pass tipped and almost intercepted off the hands of Clay Gerds and then the defender. It looked like Dylan Brown had a chance. Actually, no, excuse me.
As a receiver,
that was Ted Welch.
You never, as a receiver, as a coach, you should be talking to your receivers about that. You never want to reach out with one hand and tip that ball up in the air. It just you're just asking for an interception right there. And if you would have caught that ball, that would have been to the house.
Well, in any event, Fort Atkinson is lucky to come away with just the incompletion. They come at 3rd and 7, and they complete the pass for a Green Bay Packer 1st down. They hit Dylan Bernard on the catch to the right.
And that was a nice job by Beschlick. Backside shoulder throw here. Dylan Bernard does a nice job of cutting his route off, seeing the ball, making that 1st down catch.
Yeah, the junior, 6'1", 190. Just pushing up just enough. And going with the handoff, but we'll get whistles before the play. And while we have a moment, this game and all our games this season brought to you by the A1 Furniture and Bedding. I want to thank all the people over there for supporting us this season as our official Bowl Series sponsor. Over 30 years of providing the best prices and best service. Also, the Green Bay Packers, proud supporters of Wisconsin high school football. For more information on Packers involvement in youth and high school football, visit packers.com/youthfootball.
5-yard penalty. 1st and 15.
After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 15 for Fort Atkinson, who find themselves down 7-0 to Milton, but really with the way it started, Milton drove down the field. He seemed to easily score the touchdown, but now it's kind of settled down here, and they found themselves down by a score, 7.5 to play. They'll give the handoff to Strasburg, and he'll be piled up at the 30-yard line.
Again, it's not right now Fort Atkinson's strong suit to try to out-muscle Milton's defense with their young, inexperienced offensive line. They've got to give them a chance. The short passing game has worked. You need to continue along that route, get the men out of the box, and then try to run the ball.
Well, it will be a gain of 1 yard. Clock under 7 minutes now. 2nd and 14. There's the pass.
There you
Sam,
go.
I believe that was Dylan Bernard again on the catch. I think he's already up to his 5 receptions from last week.
Again, you run, nice 3-step, keep the guy in rhythm. Dylan Bernard's one of your playmakers. He's already proven that so far tonight. He's going to do some good things with the ball. He's been trusted to catch it. One thing that we haven't seen is a true screenplay.
Well, after the reception, it's 3rd and 7, so splitting that in half with a 7-yard gain. 6:15 to play in the first half. Down 7-0. Fort Atkinson looking to move the chains. Veselich rolling. He hits Gerds in the middle of the field, and that's another Green Bay Packer first down to midfield.
What a nice throw by Brett Bichalik right there. Rolling out to his right. Nice big target, and Clay Gerds running across the middle, past the first down marker. Sets his feet and fires. Good hand catch there.
And just over the head of the linebacker, John McCarthy, who was going to be one of the big playmakers here tonight for Milton. 1st and 10 from midfield. They give the handoff. They fake the handoff, and Veselich will take it himself for 5 yards. He goes down hard.
Cheney Passer again on a nice tackle. He's doing a great job of using his hands and getting off the block of the wide receivers. Now Eli Rolinski, right there, going to do a better job.
We'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get it. He needs to do, regardless, he needs to do a better job of blocking with his feet and keeping Passer out of off the ball carrier, because he's doing a heck of a job out there at corner tackling.
A good run up the middle for Preston Strasburg. Looks like it should be enough to move the chains for another Green Bay Packer first down. So now Fort Atkinson slowly picking things up here and moving the chains.
Well, they've completed some passes, and what that does is it loosens up the defense. It gets some people out of the box, or at least on the outskirts of the box, and you're able to run the ball a little bit better.
And this time they go right side with Strasburg and sniffed out for no gain.
That's a great job by Clayton Adamson, spilling that ball.
Adamson actually, one of the guys in on that tackle, was just coming back from an injury last week. So luckily for Milton, they have him.
Did a great job of keeping his outside arm and leg free and running with that tackle. And Preston Strasburg felt he couldn't get outside and tried to cut it up and got with a kid.
And it's 2nd and 11 after the loss of 1. That pass batted down by the big defensive lineman. Reading the quarterback's eyes.
Avery Osterhoofd.
That's another one we'll have to practice that.
Coach O'Leary said he couldn't even pronounce that one when you talked to him earlier this week. I did just butcher that, and I apologize to Avery.
78,
I'm going to call him Avery, number 78.
All-conference honorable mention. He is 6'3", 245. He uses those big mitts.
Did a great job of getting his hands up. Realized he couldn't get to the quarterback. Reading the quarterback's eyes. Did a great job of beating that ball down.
And it will be a timeout, so we'll take a break here in the Hawk Bowl. We'll be right back with more the CW57 Sports.
It's A1 Furniture's 34th anniversary sale. Save up to 34%, plus get 34 months free financing on over 50 brands. Get a free recliner with this living room, just $9.99. 50,000 square feet of quality and savings. Only at A1 Furniture.
Ricardo Ramos and family of Subway Sandwiches are proud supporters of the Milton High School Redhawks. Brought to you by Subway Sandwiches on Janesville Street in Milton. Subway, eat fresh, home of the $5 foot long. Go Redhawks!
It's A1 Furniture's 34th anniversary sale. Save up to 34% on mattress sets, pillow top sets $2.99, beauty rest sets $5.99, iComfort sets $10.79. Plus up to 34 months free financing only at A1 Furniture.
Back here to Milton High School, Eric Rodgers and Coach Adam Smith for the Hawk Bowl. Milton still leads Fort Atkinson 7-0, but Fort Atkinson has been driving and using a lot of clock on this drive. With 3 receivers to the left side, but now we're getting flags. Usually not a good sign for the offense. You finally start getting the ball moving forward, and you get a mental mistake, and now you're moving the wrong direction.
You can tell by that last alignment by the Milton defense. Middle of the field is going to be pretty open here. I wonder if the coaches saw that as well and adjusted their play call here.
So it makes it, instead of 3rd and 11, 3rd and 16.
Got a nice one-on-one. Yeah, what nice one-on-one situation on the back side of this trip set with Clay Gerds, 6'4", against 5'9", or check that, 5'11".
And they do go the one-on-one coverage and caught Clay Gerds, and he's going to take it to the house into the end zone. And Fort Atkinson has answered.
6'4" versus 5'11".
It's a simple matchup, right?
It's sometimes it's not all that difficult. Throw that ball up there, let the 6'4" guy go get it. A great job attacking the ball. I checked that. That was against number 84. He's also 6'4". Colin Whipperpowell, he was out there trying to cover Clay Gerds.
So playing both ways tonight. Here's the critical extra point. That is up and good, and the Hawk Bowl is living up to its name. No. I guess I shouldn't have assumed. So now it is a 1-point game. Milton leading Fort Atkinson, but Fort Atkinson just scored. We'll have more of the Hawk Bowl after this commercial break on CW57 Sports.
The WIAA, in conjunction with the Green Bay Packers, is determined to preserve the excitement of Friday nights on high school football fields across Wisconsin. High school football offers students teachable moments that are unique to the education-based experience. Football provides the environment most conducive to those teachable moments and helps perpetuate an important and long-lasting national tradition. The Green Bay Packers and the WIAA encourage participation in the nation's most popular sport because it's fun, it's educational, and it's safer than ever.
Back here in Milton, Eric Rodgers and Coach Adam Smith here for the Hawk Bowl. Fort Atkinson just answered with the touchdown but missed the extra point. So it's 7-6 Milton with 4 minutes to play in the opening half. And with how low scoring this is, that could become a factor. The squib kick will be recovered by Milton at just outside the 20-yard line, and that's where their offense will begin and look to answer with a score of their own with a 1-point lead.
Last time Fort Atkinson did a nice job of stopping Milton's run game. Let's see if they can, again, we talk about it's a game of adjustments and being so close to the sideline on Milton's side anyway. You can tell every time the offense or defense comes off the field, they're meeting with their coaches, making adjustments, talking about alignments and what they can do better and what's working. Let's see what Milton comes up with this drive here.
Westrick sends man in motion. That was O'Leary. Instead, they'll go up the gut, and Howard Green will move the chains. A good pickup, about 12 yards on the carry.
Well, Fort Atkinson's moved to more of a 5-man front. I'm sure they did some adjusting in their blocking tracks, and they did a nice inside zone play here and got some lateral movement on that defensive line, and Howard Green did a nice job of squirting up in a gap there, and big play.
And they'll go right back to him. But this time Green, minimal yardage. So no repeat performance.
We talked to Coach earlier in the week, and he mentioned this pistol there, inside zone play, and how well Tyler Westrick and Howard Green have been running it. And you can tell they're gonna run that play until Fort Atkinson stops it consistently, and so far that hasn't happened.
A gain of 2. 2nd and 8 for Milton. 3 minutes to play in quarter number 2 of the Hawk Bowl, up 7-6. Westrick rolling left. He'll throw. Hits his target. No, just incomplete, and trying to hit Higginbotham. A great lofting pass, and did he have the right look at him?
Oh, yeah, he had the right look. He put it right there. Again, we talked about hand position and putting your thumbs together when you catch that ball. You try to let that ball come into your body, and that's exactly what happens. It bounces off your body. It's a lot harder to trap the ball against a hard body. You know, you got shoulder pads there than it is to try to catch the ball with your hands. And he put it at only where Devin Higginbotham could catch it. All he had to do was put his thumbs together and let that ball come in. He would have came down in bounds and would have been a big first down, and now we're 3rd and long.
Yeah, 3rd and 8 for Milton, and it was actually a really reliable target so far here tonight for Higginbotham.
They ran that play earlier, again, sprinting to the left. And we'll come right back after this commercial.
Let's talk about this. We'll finish that thought, yeah. So we'll take a break here at CW57 Sports.
Tickets are $7 for all you can eat chili and fixings, which can be purchased.
The Boys and Girls Club of Dane County is a nonprofit youth development organization that serves nearly 3,000 young people every year. Our vision is to inspire and empower all young people to reach their full potential as productive, responsible, and caring adults. Our mission is to be the leader in youth development programs by developing partnerships to produce positive outcomes for young people, families, and communities. For more information, go to bgcdc.org or call 608-257-2606.
This message is brought to you by Saris Cycling Group.
Coming out of the timeout, Milton faced with a 3rd and 8 after the incompletion. They lead 7-6 with 3 minutes to play in the first half, and roped down and sacked inside the 30.
Loose.
And the ball is out. Fort Atkinson with a sack fumble. Do they recover the fumble?
Call that 4th down.
That one is going to stay with Milton. It'll be a 4th and very long. And the clock will continue to run.
Finishing that thought from that 2nd down play. Ran that play again when they're sprinting to the left. Halfback comes out on a swing pass, and they really put, they read that outside backer. If the outside backer comes to the quarterback, he just flips it out to the running back. That time the outside linebacker did a nice job coming out to the running back that time and forcing them to throw the deep ball.
And a low punt, and it gets past the Fort Atkinson player, and he has no choice but to recover it inside the 20. So it ends up being a great punt from Dylan Swearig.
And Jared Edwards very lucky. I believe he tipped that ball as it bounced past him, and that situation just becomes a sprint to the ball, and low punt here.
We talked about special teams.
Fort Atkinson is very young in that situation. When you talk to whenever I talk to our punt returners, you never let that ball hit the ground because you never know which way it's going to bounce. And that situation, he needed to, put up the fair catch sign, run up and catch that ball and not let it bounce. Instead, they lost about 15 or so yards. And again, starting deep in their territory inside their 20.
Yeah, with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first half, their offense is going to have to get moving. Baselic will take it just past the 20. And so time will continue to roll. And this game brought to you by A1 Furniture and Bedding. We want to thank Mr. Paul Canarella and all the good people over at A1 Furniture and Bedding for supporting us this season as the official Bowl Series sponsor. Over 30 years of providing the best prices and best service. Also, the Green Bay Packers, proud supporters of Wisconsin high school football. For more information on the Packers' involvement in youth and high school football, visit packers.com/youthfootball.
I'm wondering what Fort Atkinson's doing here. They're not in a hurry to get a playoff.
I mean, they have 2 timeouts, but
And they have 2 run plays in a row. I think they're pretty content about possibly just running some things and seeing what they can get and what adjustments they can make going into halftime, and probably trying to run this clock out, get into halftime. I believe they're going to receive the ball coming out in half.
so we have 7-6, the current score for Milton. So we'll be sending it to halftime break soon after this clock runs down. We're at 45 seconds, and as Fort Atkinson is not too
And again, on the
too much of a rush.
other hand, I'm really surprised Milton's not trying to take advantage of it as well and calling timeouts after these run plays and get the ball back and possibly work yourself. They have the heck of a kicker.
Well, now Fort Atkinson will take a timeout.
And Matt Romans, he was booting him in pregame, possibly getting down in the field goal range and giving him a shot. I don't think that was very good clock management on either side to be content with over 2 minutes left to go in a half.
Well, maybe both these sides kind of know how important these points are to come by, and that extra point missed by Fort Atkinson, it could come back to haunt them. So, I mean, maybe you're right.
I think Fort Atkinson is content in going in and making the adjustments they need to make. But on Milton's standpoint, you got them on the ropes somewhat, even though you're only winning by 1 point. Got them inside your 20. They run 2 run plays. You have your timeouts.
Well, they'll have 2 timeouts when they get the ball back,
and they would have had the wind. The wind is in their favor.
That's
The
right.
wind is at their back. So, and again, Matt Roman's a heck of a kicker, at least what he showed in pregame.
So here, and once again, a running play, and that's Strasburg.
Now Milton takes a timeout.
So Milton will take a timeout. So it'll be 4th and 5. 33 seconds left in the first half. Milton leads 7-6, and they will receive a punt here. Taking a timeout, and we'll see what kind of offense they come out with if they can get into the field goal range. But remember, Adam, that initial punt by Milton got past the return man, Dylan Bernard, on the return, and it's really set him up in this position in the first place. So Milton could potentially take advantage of that.
Absolutely. This is a situation where I would come with a punt block. And that might be what they're talking about in the huddle here is getting after that punt and their responsibilities, reminding their punt returners that you're by yourself. You know, we're going after this one. You notice they're really close to the line of scrimmage here. They're about, you see the punter's 10 yards away. He's more than 1 step in it, so the block point is going to be at about 5-6 yards, so you don't have to get very far.
And we'll see. It's 4th and 5. They nearly get there.
Oh, they blocked it. That's exactly.
Well, there you go. And that's showing your coaching mindset.
Well, they did a good job of penetrating through there, and I don't understand why he's a 3-step punter. When you're only 10 yards deep, your block point, you only have to get to, you saw where he blocked that, you only had to get to 5 yards. I'll take that all day. I'd be punt block all day if he's only going to be that. Usually when punters are in that that shallow, they're going to rugby punt it or, run out to the flat and kick it late. I think they're well within Matt Roman's range right here. They have 28 seconds left to work.
And a timeout. So now Westrick nearly getting hit from behind. Throws the pass in there to Higginbotham. Goes incomplete. So he slung that ball in there.
Both quarterbacks, I think, have done well as far as their throwing and their mechanics and their balance. In the last few weeks, we've seen some of the quarterbacks that have struggled with that, and I think I'm very impressed with both quarterbacks' mechanics and how they throw the ball.
So after this first half, we'll have interviews with the cheer coach and principal here at Milton. So that first half recap as well with myself and Coach Adam Smith here. 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. That ball tipped up in the air and luckily falls incomplete for Milton.
Well, they'd love to get about, at the very least, 5, 6, 7 yards here. Call their last timeout with just a few seconds left and maybe kick this ball.
Well, as you can see, the wind is blowing in that direction, so it should be an easier time for a field goal. So Green in the backfield will block. And they get into Higginbotham, and he'll pick up enough to move the chains for a
the clock stops
Milton
on
first down.
Clock stops.
So the 16 ticks left. 1st and 10 from the 11.
Yeah, in this situation, they should have worked in practice. They might spike the ball here, run a play. They're going to spike it. Good job of getting up to the line of scrimmage. Well coached. They were up there, ready to snap that ball as soon as the umpire got up from over the top of the ball. Again, that's something that Fort Atkinson is going to have to adjust defensively. Is when Milton lines up in that 3-by-1, they're allowing that slant lane. The corner is off. He is inside shade, but the corner is off 8 yards. And that slant lane's wide open. It's been there all night. So as Milton coach, I'm looking to try to exploit that in the second half. And then as far as Fort Atkinson is concerned, well, hopefully their coaches are seeing that, and they're going to have to make that, okay, what has hurt us and what do we need to adjust? Well, 3-by-1, we have nobody in the slant lane. And we can put anybody we want over there, and we're going to get at least a really good chance of a completion.
Well, how much do you think they're regretting just trying to run out the clock there on that last possession? And now you see the turn of events now. They put themselves in defensively. They
again, we
brought down another field goal.
Yeah, we brought it up with Coach Mahoney, and he seemed pretty confident with it. And, again, with their last week allowing a kickoff return for a touchdown and being as young and inexperienced as they are, here it is again. Special teams has reared its ugly heads, and you allow a block punt inside your 20-yard line.
So 1st and 10.
So I'm always a firm believer at playing to win instead of, not playing to lose.
Well, Milton looking to potentially get at least a field goal here. They're up 7-6, 13 seconds left in the first half.
Illegal substitution.
Oh, you may be right. So this would definitely hurt Milton's chances at a field goal. Not that they wouldn't be in range, but 5 yards is 5 yards.
The rule infraction is a illegal substitution against the Redhawks.
You see they lined up in that 3-by-1 again. I think Fort Atkinson is now adjusted. They believe they brought another defensive back onto the field.
Fort Atkinson out of timeouts. Milton has one more. As we mentioned, 13 seconds left in this first half. Ball on the 19-yard line.
Why are they so far off 84 here? He is 13 yards off of him. Just throw it out to him.
Need to get the ball to the goal line. And Westrick will run it himself and take it to about the 15.
Westrick and the quarterback scramble.
And so now one would think they would take a timeout here with 6 seconds left.
Took their last timeout.
So just trying to get in the field position.
They either did that knowing that they were going to go after for the field goal and possibly putting it in a spot where Matt Romans really likes it. He might like it from the left hash more so than anywhere else, but usually you like it in the middle, and they had the ball in the middle of the field. I really don't know why they just didn't throw that ball out to
well, Weber-Powell would be, like you said, 13 yards off of him.
Weber-Powell was all they had to do was snap the ball and throw it to him.
So Dylan Swearing, 4 for 4 on extra points last week. 4 punts, 39-yard average. But here's a field goal. And that one up and good for Swearing. And it's now 10-6 with 3 seconds left in the first half of the Hawk Bowl. 10-6, Milton over Fort Atkinson.
My apologies. Also, I was saying the wrong name for Milton's kicker. Dylan Swerig is the kicker for Milton. I was saying Matt Romans of Fort Atkinson, so I apologize for that. But that was a heck of a kick right there. Again, Milton played that right after the block punt. Got the ball down into a position where Dylan Swerig could do a good job of running this half out, putting some points on the board, and again, regaining some momentum.
Well, barring any sort of crazy return here from Fort Atkinson, with these 3 ticks on the clock, Milton will most likely go into half up 10-6, taking advantage of that blocked punt and turning into 3 points. And we will have, as we mentioned, some on-the-field interviews, also our halftime analysis, and then we'll come back for the second half. A low-scoring affair, but fairly balanced.
We've had a couple of those games this year where it's been low scoring, and then the second half,
that's right,
one team has done a better job at adjusting than the other, and it's really exploded.
Fort Atkinson will just fall on it at the 35-yard line, and
they'll get one play.
Well, we'll see how willing they are to go into the half down 10-6 now. The Fort Atkinson offense. Baselich, we haven't really seen him unload too much except for a couple passes. You know, Clay Gerds being obviously his main target here tonight.
Also Dylan Bernard.
Dylan Bernard also.
Looks like they're just gonna snap and take a knee.
And so that'll do it here for the first half. It's 10-6 in favor of the Milton Redhawks over the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks here in the A1 Furniture and Bedding Hawk Bowl. I'm Eric Rogers with Coach Adam Smith. We'll have halftime analysis and interviews. You're watching the Hawk Bowl on CW57 Sports.
All right, so I'm next to Rachel Eggers, and she's the recreational therapist for Geo's Garden. But we're in a garage, but we're really not in a garage. Can you kind of explain that? Like, where are we?
We are actually in the garage of Geo's Garden, which we have converted to a gym. We got that through a grant, and we have kind of a lot of different gym activities like slides, things you can crawl through to kind of give us an extra opportunity, especially if the weather's bad outside. We can come in here and really get some of kind of the energy out and use these different things for more physical activity.
Wow, okay, so recreational therapist. When you hear the word rec, it's kind of broad, so what is that and what exactly do you do at Geo's Garden?
Recreation therapy is the meaningful use of recreation. So like you said, recreation can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So it can range from art to music to cooking to physical activities, kind of using all of those to create meaningful activities for our kids, which is what we do here at Geo's.
All right, so we were just inside Geo's Garden, and now we're outside Geo's Garden, and I'm standing next to Becky King, and you're the art therapist. What is so important about art, and why is art therapy so important here at Geo's Garden?
Art therapy is important because we work on the different developmental goals that the kids are working on. So their cognitive, behavior, emotional development. All the art, we integrate it into a lot of the activities to help them reach those goals. So things such as fine motor and gross motor. We do bead work and have the kids work with beads to help with their fine motor so they can use their hands to work on dexterity. If you go down in the basement, we have art supplies galore, like anything you can think of.
That's cool. Thank you so much for watching Community Connections, brought to you by TDS.
Welcome back to Milton High School. I'm Eric Rogers with Coach Adam Smith. It's halftime here at the Hawk Bowl. The Milton Redhawks lead the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks 10-6, after the field goal by Swearig coming out of the blocked punt. So, Adam, what kind of things are we looking at as far as what was the advantage of the first half for Milton that they have this lead?
Well, they did a good job of establishing their inside zone, which I think is really forced Fort Atkinson to concentrate on the middle of their field. And then, again, Milton's done a great job in their play calling and mixing it up on their three-step drop and getting it out outside on those screen plays and taking advantage of slant lanes that are open. And they've done a good job of mixing up their play calling. I think of all the games that we've been a part of this year, the play calling has been the best out of Milton this first half. And I'm sure they're going to go in and make some more adjustments, especially to their blocking schemes and what Fort Atkinson is showing. They've done a great job of spreading them out with their alignments, their splits offensively, and helping to create lanes.
Well, you talked about the coaching, the play calling by the coaches, and Bill O'Leary, his second year with the Red Hawks, 3-7 last year, and so far 3-1 here, and tied for first place in the conference. So things really kind of turning around here for Milton, and Fort Atkinson was the leader of the conference of this series. Milton has lost the last 3 games to Fort Atkinson, and things have really kind of flipped around here, and maybe a lot has to do with Coach O'Leary.
Well, I think a lot does. He has a lot of experience coming from Janesville Craig. Again, I coached against him back in the mid-2000s when he was there, and I was at West and East, respectively. But he's done a great job coming home, so to speak, and putting this program back on the map. And they're going to be a contender for the Badger Conference South, along with Monona Grove and Edgewood. I'm sure those teams will continue to have something to say about it.
Yeah, Milton was actually 127th in the state last season, currently 87th ranking. They finished 4th in the conference last year, and they're really changing things up here in year number 2 under O'Leary. So we will take a commercial break here, and we'll be back with some halftime interviews and then the second half of action here in the Hawk Bowl on CW57 Sports.
Join us this week for Girl Talk. We're in the beautiful showroom of Bella Domicile.
We'll have some awesome tips on how to get your kitchen remodeling off on the right foot.
And as usual, we're going to talk about health and wellness.
That's right, and all that you can catch right here on the CW57.
Monday, October 13th, see why critics are calling Jane the Virgin miraculous. You're pregnant.
But I've never had sex.
Jane the Virgin, series premiere Monday, October 13th.
You're watching the A1 Furniture Hawk Bowl, and we're at Milton High School down on the sidelines. Joining us, we have the principal, Jeremy Billhorn, or should I say Mr. Billhorn. That's fine. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. So we've been watching the athletics. The guys are doing great.
They are.
Let's talk academics. What's going on in the academic world at Milton High School?
Thanks. It's been a great start to the year. We have actually a huge freshman class, over 300 in the freshman class, the largest we've ever had. But one thing we're really excited about is the start of our one-to-one program. Every student this year at Milton High School was issued an 11-inch MacBook Air. So they're using those in the classes. It's actually part of the district's K-12 one-to-one. K-8, every student has access to an iPad. And we're really excited about what it's doing in the classroom.
That's awesome. Do you take older students?
Yeah.
I could use one of those.
Sure.
And you have a great turnout tonight. So tell me how you get that kind of school spirit.
It's actually in Milton for a long time. We've had a wonderful supporting community. It's kind of the big show in town. As the principal, I just love seeing all the opportunities we have for kids here, between the band and the Poms and the cheer and the football team, and obviously an amazing group of students up in the student section. It's been a lot of fun. It's a great thing to do on a Friday night.
Thank you, and we're going to chat with some of those students.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate your time. Come on in, girls. All right, we're going to join now the cheer squad here. We've got Coach Angela Lewicki, who's joining us, and a couple of the girls on the team. And you're captains, right, ladies? Yeah. Awesome. Well, we've been watching you. You guys are doing great. I'm going to ask some questions to your coach real quick, and we'll get to you guys. But I understand, Angela, you guys do a really great fundraising project over the summer. Tell us just a little bit about that.
Yes, cheerleading is not a cheap sport, so we were really lucky to get this opportunity through the Janesville Conservation Club, and we score their trap shooting, and that helps the cheerleaders pay for uniforms and things like that.
How great is that? What a wonderful opportunity to get a little funding for all that expensive sport. And I know it's time consuming too. So talk to us a little bit about what it takes for you girls to prepare for these games.
Well, we have to learn all the cheers, which there's a lot more than you would think. And I mean, some of the new freshmen, they're not as outgoing, so we have to like kind of split into groups, and some of the older girls take some of the younger girls, and we get like closer like that too. So, and then they're just more confident for the game.
Well, that's great. And again, you guys are doing a good job. Is it all worth it in the end?
Yeah, it really is. It's definitely worth it. I love it so much.
That's awesome. And you're a proud coach, aren't you?
So proud.
That's great. Well, girls, thanks so much for joining us. Keep up the good work. We're going to keep checking in on you as the game progresses. We've got lots more halftime show coming up on the A1 Furniture Hawk Bowl. We'll be right back. Stick around.
It's A1 Furniture's 34th anniversary sale. Save up to 34% plus get 34 months free financing on over 50 brands. Get a free recliner with this living room, just $9.99. 50,000 square feet of quality and savings. Only at A1 Furniture.
In the United States, there are over 500,000 accidents every year caused by somebody who is texting and driving.
It's hard to believe I even have to do a video right now asking people not to text and drive. There can be nothing that important that could cause you to text and potentially take a life.
Many people are killed every year because somebody is texting and driving.
Please be cautious, drive safe, don't text and drive.
Ricardo Ramos and family of Subway Sandwiches are proud supporters of the Milton High School Redhawks. Brought to you by Subway Sandwiches on Janesville Street in Milton. Subway, eat fresh, home of the $5 foot long. Go Redhawks!
It's A1 Furniture's 34th anniversary sale. Save up to 34% on mattress sets, pillow top sets $2.99, beauty rest sets $5.99, iComfort sets $10.79, plus up to 34 months free financing. Only at A1 Furniture.
Welcome back. We're down on the sidelines at the Milton High School for the A1 Furniture Hawk Bowl, and the halftime show's going on. Right with us tonight, we have Brenda and Alyssa from the Milton Football Boosters. Thanks for joining us, ladies.
Yeah, thanks, ladies.
So what's going on with the Football Boosters? What are you doing these days to raise funds?
Well, right now we are selling our annual booster discount cards. We have about 16 to 20 businesses that offer a discount for the entire year with the purchase of the card. And the boys just got them, and we're selling them. They're $20 a piece, and basically about 90% of the profit comes back to the football boosters.
That's awesome. So how do people buy those cards from you?
We have a Facebook page and we have a website, so they can contact us on there or contact any of the players or coaches.
Very good. And what else? You have something coming up real soon, don't you?
Yeah, on Monday we have our Buffalo Wild Wings fundraiser, and that's from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Anyone that comes in and says they're there for Milton Football Boosters, they'll donate 10% of their proceeds to the boosters.
That's great. Wonderful.
A great way to donate and maybe get a meal too. Thanks, ladies. Appreciate your time. And good luck with the fundraising.
Thanks for joining us, ladies. It was a pleasure. All right, we're going to bring some students in now. We've got two student leaders from up in our student section, and give me your names real quick.
Mike Mohart and Logan Cassidy.
All right, these guys are doing a great job keeping the school spirit alive here on the Milton side of the world. And talk to us a little bit about what you guys do to just keep your folks rallied for the game.
Just be loud, try and yell as loud as you can, pretty much the school spirit.
Yeah, you got the school spirit. And I noticed that you're all dressed in black, so this is interesting. Tell me a little bit about this black and white thing that you do.
Well, at halftime, we are all wearing black in the first half. Then at halftime, at one point, the whole entire student section will take one layer of shirt off, and we'll have white underneath.
So what is the reason behind this? Is this just a school spirit effort?
Yeah, we've done it the last 2 years, I think. We've done it the last 2 years, and the kids really like it. It's fun. It's different. Like, it's just different than like the normal themes that we do. So
So you get to spend the first half of the game in black and then the second half in white. So a transformation. Sounds cool. All right, well, keep up the good work. We're gonna catch this on film, so we'll let you guys do your thing, and we'll see if we can get it. Okay? Let's see. Go for it. Yeah. All right, well, we caught it. I think we caught the action. How'd we do? That looked pretty fun. So some exciting stuff down here for halftime. We're going to get back to some football after this break. Stick around for more A1 Hawk Bowl here on the CW57.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Capital Brewery in Middleton, Wisconsin has been producing award-winning beer since 1984. The Capital Brewery reputation precedes itself as beer enthusiasts come from far and wide to see for themselves. Over the years, we've continued to grow, and now our beers can be found on shelves for miles and miles. Along the way, Capital Brewery has received over 200 beer and brewery awards, more than any other brewery in the area. We invite you to visit Capital Brewery and Beer Garden in Middleton, Wisconsin. To learn more about Capital Brewery and our live events, visit us at capitalbrewery.com.
If you really do this, you're gonna make mistakes. But the good you do will far outweigh the bad. What if I'm not a hero? You can be better, making a difference, saving people in a flash.
The players are coming back out on the field to start the second half of action here in the Hawk Bowl. I'm Eric Rodgers with Coach Adam Smith. Don't forget to join us next week for the Beltline Bowl, Middleton and Madison Memorial facing off. Adam, don't you have a connection to Madison Memorial?
Do have a connection to Madison Memorial. My son plays in that program. I coached a lot of those kids in the youth that are now sophomores, and even a couple of them on the varsity team, and eager to see how they do tonight against Madison West, and sophomore team that had a great win yesterday against their JV team. So big brawl there last year. Hopefully hopefully things go smooth and everybody behaves themselves, and it's a good game, and look forward to being back at the home digs, Madison Memorial.
Well, you can also live chat with us during the replay of this game. Coach Adam Smith is on Twitter at Coach Adam Smith, myself at Eric Rodgers Brand. Here, this is the Hawk Bowl, and Milton leads Fort Atkinson 10-6 at the half. We have just about 2 minutes left before they get the second half underway, but turnovers and a field position battle at the end led to another field goal for the Red Hawks, and that's how they got this 4-point advantage. And I don't know, who do you think, Coach, coming out of the half is going to make the better adjustments?
Well, we'll find out by the play on the field. I really don't know which coach would be better without being in both, locker rooms
Kinda
at the time.
tough to tell.
But Steve Mahoney is a heck of a coach. Has been at Fort Atkinson a long time. has done a great job with that program and building it, and I'm sure him and his coaching staff are going to make some adjustments to what Milton is doing. And again, Coach O'Leary and his coaching staff and also has a lot of experience and will continue to make adjustments. And it all comes down to players making plays. Bottom line, execution of those adjustments and players making plays. And I think that's more along the lines of where we're going to be.
Yep, so we have a 14-year head coach in Steve Mahoney against a second-year coach here at Milton in Coach O'Leary. We will take a break here, and we'll be back with the second half of the Hawk Bowl on CW57 Sports.
Catch the best high school football all season long on CW57 Sports. Next week, the Middleton Cardinals head to Mansfield Stadium to take on the Spartans of Madison Memorial. Next Saturday at 6 p.m. and next Sunday at 3 p.m. only on CW57 Sports.
Coming back here for the second half of the Hawk Bowl, I'm Eric Rodgers with Coach Adam Smith. Every week, these games brought to you by A1 Furniture and Bedding. We want to thank Mr. Paul Canarella, all the good people over there, for supporting us this season as our official Bowl Series sponsor. A1 Furniture and Bedding, over 30 years of providing the best prices and best service. Also, the Green Bay Packers, they are proud supporters of Wisconsin high school football. For more information on the Packers' involvement in youth and high school football, please visit Packers.com/youthfootball. We have 24 minutes left in this contest, and we might need all 24 of those minutes to decide a winner. As really up until that field goal late by Milton in the first half, it was pretty even throughout. I mean, Milton came out firing on all cylinders, but Fort Atkinson did a good job of adjusting up until that mismanaged last possession they had.
Yeah, Fort Atkinson did a nice job of staying the course and keeping calm and making some quick sideline adjustments and really being able to hold Milton at bay and play the field position game until that last possession.
So Milton will kick off, and Fort Atkinson will bobble the return and take it up to the 25-yard line where he's wrangled down, and that's where Baselic and the Blackhawk offense will take over, trying to answer this 4-point deficit they're faced with.
Again, we're going to see right away what type of adjustments they've done, whether it's formation or play calling or personnel. And again, it comes down to not necessarily scheme or what adjustments were made, but it comes down to how it's executed and making plays.
So Baselic will come out right here with a couple wide receivers, and then he'll just hand it off to Strasburg. He'll get a good 5-6 yard chunk of yards on the carry.
Again, that's what you like as a play caller, getting 4+ yards on first down. Second down call, really easy. Opens up the playbook. You can see Milton's a little bit more spread out. Too high safety look. One less in the box. And again, this is what Fort Atkinson can run against. They can run against 7 in the box.
Or then they go handoff again to Strasburg. And they haven't really used as much of that tight end set as they have in the past this season, but a part of that has to do with Bentley Glass, the tight end, having to be moved over to center for this game.
Well, again, Fort Atkinson has shown that they can throw the ball and make some completions. And, Bella Schlick has done a good job as far as making good, accurate throws and giving the receivers a chance to catch the ball, and it's forced Milton into this too high look. Again, 7 in the box, 3rd and 1.
They go right back to Strasburg. He'll ditch a defender and move the chains. Another Green Bay Packer first down. 3 straight running plays from Fort Atkinson, and they move the chains.
Again, a good start to their opening drive and getting a first down and moving the ball down the field. And you can see the adjustment that Milton made. Again, 2 high safeties. That brings another one out of the box. And Fort Atkinson feels they can run against 7 in the box, and they can, especially with that tight end set.
Oh, here they go in the same look.
Double tight end.
You go right back to Strasburg. That time, minimal yardage and then thrown backwards. So still a windy night here in Milton, Wisconsin. We saw it help the field goal on one end and hurt the extra point on the other end for Fort Atkinson. But now Fort moving the other way. It's 2nd and 11 for the Blackhawks. 2 minutes gone in the third quarter. Still 10-6. He'll launch it up. He had Dylan Bernard, but overthrew him.
And that's a counter play to the bubble screen, and they could have thrown the bubble screen out of that trips look. They fake it. They have 12 and number 1 open, I believe. Just overthrown on that play, and a really missed opportunity, because if he would have been able to hit, Dylan Bernard there, he would have scored. And now it puts you in a 3rd and 11 situation. Not the ideal. You like to call those in 2nd and medium, 2nd and short. So if it's incomplete, still 3rd and manageable.
Too high that time. Trying to hit Eli Rolinski. He had him once earlier in the game in the same situation. This time he missed him.
Really hard to complete a hook pass again against too high looks. Safety can come down again, against that. But just an overthrow right there. And so far, Brett Bilishik has been a little off coming out of the second half. Don't know how many throws he got in, over the course of halftime.
Krieger comes on to punt. He'll angle that ball towards the sideline. It'll roll inside the 20 to the 15 and be down at the 12-yard line, where Milton will have a long way to go offensively.
Again, special teams, and that time they got the punt off, and can't stress it enough that we've seen it all year with punt returners especially. Cannot let the ball hit the ground. Punt returners, listen to me. Can't let the ball hit the ground. You got to come up and catch that ball.
The guy knows what he's talking about.
He just lost 15 yards in there on that ball hitting the ground and not being able to pick it up. That's a first down. That's an extra first down now your offense has to get.
Well, Westrick and the offense will come out and look to make up that extra ground they lost. 9.5 to play in the third quarter. Give the ball up to Howard Green, but nothing doing.
We'll see Fort Atkinson adjustments on defense. They're still playing that off coverage, and we talked with Coach Mahoney during the week, and their majority playing zone, and you can tell they're playing zone. Defensive backs are looking at the quarterback, looking at the ball, but they're playing really off. I'm surprised we haven't seen more hitches or quick screens, right out of the ball. We saw it once, and they got a touchdown out of it. We haven't seen it again. Let's see if they come back to it.
Yeah, Westrick also hasn't run the ball as much this game as he has in the past.
Again, DBs are 10 yards off the ball. There's a hitch. Perfect.
And they give it to Weber Pell, who was wide open. And that'll be near a first down, but we'll see where they spot this one. They will call it a first down. They'll move the chains for a Green Bay Packer first down on the Weber Pell reception.
And again, he's been a big playmaker tonight. So a very high percentage ball right there. Hitch routes usually around 70%. They're easy, it's an easy ball to complete.
And now 1st and 10 from the 22.
I'd run it again right here.
They give the ball up. Green. Not much.
Green did a good job of finding some, I don't know how he found any room in there, but he was able to squirm in and get 3-4 yards on that play when he really had nothing. Fort Atkinson's done a good job so far this second half of really bottling up the middle and not allowing any lanes on that inside zone play.
Well, Green actually this year averaging 94 yards per game. He was limited by injury last year, so to be able to come in and healthy and like you said, squirm and gain a few yards is big. 2nd and 7. Up 10-6. They go to Green again. Pick up another 3 yards. Actually make that about 5 yards on the carry. So it's going to be a 3rd and 2. This game brought to you by Subway of Milton. Ricardo Ramos and family of Subway Sandwiches, proud supporters of Milton High School Redhawks. Brought to you by Subway Sandwiches on Janesville Street in Milton, 868-9777. Eat fresh, home of the $5 footlong. Here it's 3rd and 2. 7 minutes to play in the third. Option keeps it. Westrick reaching. He'll be enough for the first down, it would appear. Another Green Bay Packer first down.
I never like an option. Only time we block the edge on option is against the stack 33. And there again, we block in the end, and it doesn't do you any good if you don't have anybody to option off. He did a good job of getting that first down, but really bellies it out. Don't have a chance to pitch the ball. Not a good scheme right there as far as their option look.
And they go inside. They hit Higginbotham. It's another 5-6 yards.
Again, a short passing game. You know when they're going to do it. They're going down and they're cutting. So as far as your reads as a safety, you should be reading that tackle.
And that pass was nearly deflected at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Again, as a safety, you're reading it through the tackle. If he's cutting, you know they cut on 3-step. You should be looking to break on that ball.
So after the completion to Higginbotham, it becomes 2nd and 4 from the 40-yard line. 6 minutes to play in quarter number 3, up 10-6. The Redhawks over the Blackhawks, and Westrick will keep it off the fake handoff to Green. He'll gain a couple.
No quarterback counter there. They bring that fullback or wing back across the formation to kick out and fake it to Green there and try to take it up in there. But again, Fort Atkinson has done a great job of bottling up the inside run game of Milton.
So Dakota Moxley will run off the tailback. So a manageable 3rd down situation for Milton. It's 3rd and 2. Green the tailback. He'll get the handoff. Squirt through, and that's going to be a first down near midfield. It looked like he really blasted through that initial hole, and he kind of got shoved off. And
well, he did a great move right here to get past that penetrating defensive lineman and offensive line in that situation. And a lot of guys up on the line of scrimmage. Sometimes if they block it up, you squirt through, you get to level 2 real quick as a back. And he did a good job of getting to level 2 and falling forward and getting that first down.
Under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter, up 10-6. And they'll go back to Green. And he'll gain a couple. So not really much doing on the running plays, and now Moxley will come in. Remember, we got second team all-conference tackle Avery Oosterhout.
Good job.
I'm learning.
I butchered it, but we talked off air about how to pronounce that, so.
We figured it out.
Oosterhout.
So he's one of those guys helping open up the lanes for Green. We're down to 4 minutes in the third quarter. And he'll throw it. They go to Moxley, who just checked in, just out of reach.
I know Tyler would like to have that one back. There's a time where he released that ball a little bit light. He had the time. There's no reason for him to be drifting to the right there. And you see he's drifting to the right. Ball goes to the right. He just had to anchor and set his feet and drive through the ball like he's been doing most of the night. And that time he didn't set his feet. He was drifting to the right, and that ball wasn't as accurate as he's shown for most of the night here. Again, go from possibly 3rd and short to now 3rd and long.
And they go to Weber-Pell again. It looks like he's going to go the distance. Can he make it? Weber-Pell, touchdown number 2 on the day, and Milton extends their lead. That's a Green Bay Packer touchdown.
Colin Weber-Pell, 6'4", 215, using every bit of that size and weight. On the slant, perfect timing, drove through the ball.
And a broken tackle really sprung him there.
Yeah, Seth Forrester there just tried to go for the ball, didn't secure the tackle. missed the ball, and Webberfield was able to, or Weberpaul, excuse me, Weberpaul was able to spin out of it, and there's nobody there. It's the foot race.
And after the extra point, it's now 17-6, and we'll take a quick commercial break. You're watching the Hawk Bowl on CW57 Sports.
You don't want to just sit there, do you? Get up and head on over to Blair Street Barbecue. Where is it? On Blair Street. Enjoy that sweet, smoky hickory smell. Well, wait a minute. I think what we're trying to say is taste. You can savor a barbecue pulled pork sandwich for only $7.95, and don't forget to add a side. Or you can go to town with the beef brisket. Blair Street Barbecue. Are you kidding me? Oh, is that good?
We're back here at Milton High School for the Hawk Bowl. I'm Eric Riders with Coach Adam Smith. Tyler Westrick is going to be thanking Colin Weberpel for all the extra broken tackles and the couple times he's taken it to the house. And that's a big part of why they're leading 17-6 over the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks. This windy night knocks the ball off the tee as Fort Atkinson was ready to receive.
See Howard Green, running back from Milton, getting taped, his ankle taped back up at on the sideline here. We'll see if that continues to be an issue as the game goes on.
Ball is kicked off, fielded at the 21. Taken up past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. That's where forward progress will have the Blackhawks offense taking over. Down 11 points.
Again, I thought Fort Atkinson on their first drive of the second half had a nice game plan. Had what they wanted as far as box count, number of defenders in the box to run the ball. They did a good job. Just don't think Brett Bischlik had an opportunity to get any throwing in it during halftime, and a couple of throws he had to make were a little rusty, a little high.
Well, first
Again,
and 10 from the
low.
33, and yeah, as you said, looking a little rusty on that pass out into the flat.
And there was just release point. I think he just rushed it a little bit.
Here, this game brought to you by CW57's Talk of the Town. It's a news talk format presenting fresh, lively discussions with Wisconsin's icons, movers, leaders, and shakers in a talk show format, providing one-on-one analysis of current issues. CW57.tv. 608-270-5700.
Again, Fort Atkinson has what they want. Right now they got 7 in the box.
And they decide to run it against that 7 in the box. Strasburg picks up 2. This game brought to you also by The Restaurant Show. It's Wisconsin's official television guide to the best restaurants around. Life's too short to eat average, so skip the rest and enjoy the best. We'll tell you where to go right here on The Restaurant Show. 3rd and 8 for Fort Atkinson. 3:12 left in quarter number 3. Down 17-6. Vasilic looking through the hands of Relinski. He had his man for what would appear to have been first down yardage.
That was a good ball right there. Catchable ball, a little high, but nothing nothing where he really had to reach for. I think he was just worried about the hit, to be honest. You saw where his eyes were. Didn't just squeeze that ball.
So Krieger on to punt.
The bad thing about that series, that was a very quick series. Their defense has to come back on the field right now.
A high punt. Fielded at the 26 and nailed.
Cheney Passer did not do his job as the second
the
return guy right there is
Dunkelberger.
He's supposed to block that guy up.
Yeah, Dunkelberger had 6 tackles last week, 1 for a loss. He has 22 total tackles this year.
Weber Paul did a nice job of holding on to that ball in that situation.
So now after a touchdown drive and then forcing the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks to punt away, now starting from their own 25, they can build on the lead. But not when Green is swallowed up in the backfield.
Again, double tight set. And again, Fort Atkinson has done a really good job the second half of bottling it up the middle. They've only had maybe 1 or 2 run plays off that inside zone that have really sprang for anything more than a couple of yards. But I think Milton just continuing to set them up, and Fort Atkinson playing that really soft zone coverage. It might end up hurting them in the long run. You can see 10 yards off.
This time he'll throw it out to Moxley, so Westrick completes the pass. He'll gain him about 3-4 yards. Moxley his first catch of the night.
That's a better job by Tyler Westrick right there, setting his feet. You know, last time we tried throwing that arrow route by the back, didn't set his feet and drifted and had a high outside throw, and that time he put it right on the money.
And it's a minute 40 left in the third quarter of the Hawk Bowl. Milton leads Fort Atkinson 17-6, and on 3rd and 8, they'll run it and pick up a couple yards, but well short of the sticks.
I know Coach O'Leary wants to run the ball in this situation. He talked about the pistol offense and wanting to run the ball and stay somewhat balanced, but you got to take what the defense gives you in this situation. They're playing such a soft zone. I mean, you could throw hitch after hitch after hitch.
And the punt will land it at midfield and bounce to inside the 40-yard line where Fort Atkinson will take over.
I believe this is the best starting field position that they have so far this game. Let's see if they can get anything going on their third possession of the second half here.
And they really need to convert on third downs in some of their drives. It seems like that's what it's coming down to, is they keep getting into these third and long situations.
And that also might be a little bit of the play calling and getting your team in a chance. Again, young, inexperienced offensive line. What can you do to help that offense move the ball? And play calling is a part of it.
Under 1 minute to play in the third quarter. They'll hand the ball off to Strasburg for a few. This game brought to you by CW57's Girl Talk. It's a platform for women to showcase their talents and knowledge on current issues and agendas affecting the women of the day. 608-270-5700. And the clock runs under 30 seconds in the third quarter. So we'll have interviews during that third quarter. So we'll send that down to you when we are ready for it. Just, stay tuned. 10 seconds left, and Baselic will throw and nearly intercepted off the hands of the sure-handed Clay Gerds.
Now that was a great play call, by Fort Atkinson there. Again, you have an honorable mention, an all-conference quarterback, senior, 6'3", throws a good ball. You have a senior wide receiver, again, second-team all-conference coming back, and Clay Kearns.
And Colin Weberpel, playing defensive back on that play, actually had a chance to intercept it.
Dylan Bernard, again, 6'1", 190. You have these big receivers. I believe you got to get the ball to them. Look, safety's playing 15 yards deep.
3rd and 9. Baselic airs it out again. And does he find his man? Dylan Bernard hauls that in. The official calls it a completion, moves the chains.
Just got done
inside
talking.
35.
Just got talking. Dylan Bernard does a great job of creating a box here. We talked about that before. Receiver leaving space between him and the sideline.
It was double coverage too.
Well, the safety was able to get over. That ball
Great
should have been.
concentration.
Yeah, ball should have tried to be completed at 18 yards on a rope there, but again, put it to the outside. Put it to the outside where only Dylan Bernard could get it. That safety had no chance of getting through the receiver, and he did a great job of catching the ball with his hands and coming down with it.
Well, that's the end of quarter number 3, but we'll send it down to the field. We have a couple interviews. Ladies down there, what do we have?
2014
to the A1 Hawk Bowl right here. We're on the sidelines taking a quick break from football, and we're going to ask to pick the brain of
this game will be replayed by CW57
over at
Sports.
Fort Atkinson.
Superintendent.
Superintendent, is
Right.
that right?
Yes.
Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us here.
Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm the superintendent at the school district of Fort Atkinson. Go Blackhawks.
All right. So now I understand too that you actually used to be the principal. Is that correct?
That's correct. Prior to being, I just completed my first year as superintendent, and prior to that I was in the high school principal's position for 14 years. So Fort Atkinson High School is a special place for me, but I've worked in the district. This is my 29th year in the district. So I started out there as a teacher.
That's very exciting. And I didn't even introduce you, Jeff. Jeff, say your last name for us.
Zaspel. It's Jeff Zaspel.
We've got Jeff Zaspel here. So the superintendent and former principal for Fort Atkinson, pretty exciting. And I know you've got some cool things coming up. Talk to us a little bit about homecoming right around the corner.
Well, the high school is a buzz right now because it's homecoming week, and things are going to get underway with the traditional dodgeball tournament on Sunday evening. And it's a lot of fun because they have co-ed teams from all the grade levels and 2 faculty teams, I understand. And it's quite the event. If you haven't been to a dodgeball tournament, Fort Atkinson's the place to be for that.
Sounds like a good time. Thank you so much, Jeff, for your time. We appreciate it. Good luck to the Blackhawks. And back to you guys in the booth.
Thanks.
All right, thanks. As we start quarter number 4, we had a flag making it 1st and 15 for the Blackhawks, who are down 17-6, and they hand it right off.
That was just
to
the passing game. Their passing game is taking guys out of the box. At that time, they only had 6 in the box, and that's the result. Fort Atkinson has to pass in order to run. They've gotten made some big completions to Bernard and Gerds, and now, Preston Strasburg is going to reap the benefits because those guys are out of the box, and he's going to have some free running lanes. Again, I talk about play calling to help with the success of the offense, and now they're right back to 7 in the box.
Well, it's 2nd and 4, but they go back to Strasburg anyway.
Again, continue to throw the high percentage balls, the screens, the slants, the hitches, anything that Milton would give you defensively. Get those guys out of the box because your guys have proven they can run the ball when there's 6 in the box.
Well, it's 3rd and 2 after the 2-yard gain from Strasburg, getting the call in from the coach on the sideline. But the clock continues to roll here. It's
the slot. Nobody's open on Bernard right now.
We'll see if they
throw
go
it right out
it.
to him.
Instead, they go to Strasburg on the run, and he'll be stopped short of the sticks and the original line of scrimmage.
The 4th down situation, I believe they got to go for it.
So is that potentially youth of the team there on not understanding recognizing what
you can
just saw?
see on the replay, 53-72, they're not blocking anybody. Meanwhile, there's 2-3 guys in the backfield tackling Strasburg. So Alex Johnson and Jacob Booth, because they got to do a better job of staying on a block and finding work.
Well, like you said, 4th down territory. It's 4th and
6
2.
in the box here.
And he's going to keep it himself, but Selic.
Again, 6 in the box, they can run the ball. Okay. And a big 1st down, on 4th down, Milton's expecting him to pass. They drop in coverage.
Well, remember, they started, great field position on their own 40. And now here they go, moving the chains. Under 10 minutes to play, they're down 11. So Baselic will need to get something going here.
Again, back to 7 in the box. Nobody's on Bernard. Just throw it out to him. Gertz open in the middle of the field. It was late.
Good. And he gets the pass into Gertz anyway for the touchdown.
A little bit late, but again, Gertz 6'4", has done a good job attacking the football with his hands and was able to come down with that touchdown.
And that will bring Fort Atkinson right back into this game.
Good protection up front by the offensive line, too.
They really opened up and made a good pocket for Baselic to be able to step up and throw that one in there, even though, like you said, it was a little bit late getting to Gertz.
Yeah, Brandon Calvert just got turned around, wasn't in a good position to defend that ball at all.
Well, this is his first year playing safety. He's converted from a corner, although maybe not a whole lot different.
It depends on how many man versus zone coverages they played in the past, but zone coverage, that was number one that came into his zone.
Going for it on two.
There's option.
And Strasburg will be stopped well short of the goal line. So it's 17-12 on the failed two-point conversion. The touchdown to Gertz brings them within a score, but it's 17-12 and still in favor of Milton. We'll take a break. You're watching the Hawk Bowl on CW57 Sports.
Not every day is entertainment news mixed with comedy, but here at CW57, this happens every weekday, regardless of what weird news is coming out of Hollywood. To get caught up on the day's entertainment news, watch TMZ at 5 p.m. Then it's Laugh Time with How I Met Your Mother at 6 and 6:30 every weekday on CW57. Brought to you by the Toyota RAV4. Capture the spirit of freedom with expressive styling, a roomy, comfortable interior, agile handling, and all-weather capability. It's ready for adventure. Are you?
Catch the best high school football all season long on CW57 Sports. Next week, the Middleton Cardinals head to Mansfield Stadium to take on the Spartans of Madison Memorial. Next Saturday at 6 p.m. and next Sunday at 3 p.m. only on CW57 Sports.
And back here to Milton High School. Fort Atkinson just scored a touchdown to Clay Gertz, and it's 17-12 after the failed two-point conversion. And Milton will get the ball on their own 25-yard line. Here, this game brought to you by A1 Furniture and Bedding. We want to thank Mr. Paul Canarella and all the good people over at A1 Furniture and Bedding for supporting us this season as our official Bowl Series sponsor. Over 30 years of providing the best prices and best service. And the Green Bay Packers, proud supporters of Wisconsin high school football. For more information on the Packers' involvement in youth and high school football, please visit packers.com/youthfootball.
That was a great job by Fort Atkinson. That they really needed that, and let's see if that that offense gave the defense some energy and really turned the tides here.
And they go running with Green, and he'll pick up a good chunk of yardage to about the 36.
Very determined run by Howard Green right there. Keeping his balance, so shoestring tackles didn't work. He's running high knees. Powering
those legs
through.
Churning. Yeah, it is.
Yep, number 3 comes in but doesn't wrap up until 3-4 yards down the field.
So it goes as a gain of 11. It's 1st and 10 from the 37 now. Milton moving the ball on the ground. Westrick goes to Green again. This time a couple. So they're content to run the ball here and maybe set up something on the pass, but Fort Atkinson's not going away in this game. And they really put together a great drive on that, especially converting on that 4th down.
Yeah, we weren't expecting them to. Again, well coached by Steve Mahoney, a lot of experience there and his staff. Again, big rivalry game.
Mm-hmm.
Like Coach said, they've had to come here the last 3 years. So they know what it's like to be at Milton, Milton High School and the atmosphere here. They're not surprised by anything, and they're going to fight it out.
Once again, they go to Green. The ball comes out and in the hands of Fort Atkinson. Popped right into the hands, and Johnny on the spot.
Cole Nelson.
Seth Forrester.
Cole Nelson.
Was it Cole Nelson that recovered the football? Either way, Fort Atkinson, right spot, right time. You can see the ball just popped
hit
right
off
up
his
in the
own
air.
man. That's why we teach our ball carriers high and tight. He had that ball on the side of him, ran right into the back of Avery Oosterhout, and caused his own fumble basically. And Milton very fortunate, for Cole Nelson not to run that to the house.
And what a change of events here, and now the best field position for Fort Atkinson in Milton territory. So see if Baselic and the Blackhawks can capitalize. They go right onto the ground of Strasburg. This game brought to you by Subway of Milton. Ricardo Ramos and family of Subway sandwiches, proud supporters of Milton High School Redhawks football. Brought to you by Subway sandwiches on Janesville Street in Milton, 868-9777. Subway, eat fresh.
Again, still think Vort Atkinson needs to throw the ball in order to run. Get those Milton defenders out of the box. You can see their safeties are playing 15 yards deep. They're not at any part of the run game.
Baselic, empty backfield. He'll throw right side. He hits his man. Thought he was looking for Gertz, but instead he hits Bernard. Either way, that'll move the chains. Another Fort Atkinson first down.
Yeah, Bernard with a double move here. Dips to the inside, then back out to the outside. Good timing, good ball. Especially after taking a big hit there.
This game's lived up to everything we thought it would be for being a rivalry game.
Absolutely.
The Hawk Bowl here, we're under 8 minutes. You can catch us next week for the Beltline Bowl between Middleton and Madison Memorial. They'll go to Strasburg. He'll find a hole. He'll move the chains. It looks like he'll be close to another first down, about an 8-yard gain. So it looks like Fort Atkinson's gaining some momentum. So it is a Green Bay Packer first down.
Fort Atkinson is definitely taking the momentum. Line up in a double tie set, bring it straight downhill. And Preston Strasburg is running hard. He smells that end zone, and it's close.
And they can get a first down without scoring a touchdown here.
Again, 7 in the box. Look at the high side of the field here. You got a nice slant lane.
Baselic this time fakes the handoff and runs it himself. He'll go right side, get inside the 5. He's diving, but he'll be short of the goal line.
He might have been able to score. He missed the block. He could have cut up right inside on that trap block.
Get up to, looks like about the 4-yard line, where it's 2nd and 3. Seven minutes to play. And Fort Atkinson looking for their first lead of the night. Strasburg up the middle. And tossed backwards. He'll pick up maybe a yard.
This is the tough part of the field for us, for a spread team to operate. We had what we call the Y formation, which was our unbalanced look, but a lot of times guys wanted to continue to stay spread, to stay 2-by-2 to help create some run lanes. Fort Atkinson deciding to go double tight here. Really brings a lot of people into the box.
Looks like they'll be talking this one over and taking a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back with more of the Hawk Bowl on CW57 Sports.
It's almost like going to college for a week. It's not doing math in the summer. It's more of like you create a company and you go and you market that company and you market a product.
There's no one telling you have to do it this way or that way.
There's no teachers here. You're not graded.
You get to make what you want. You get to advertise it how you want.
Congratulations! Now I'm really thinking about starting my own company. The thoughts in my mind now that that's possible.
The Fort Atkinson Blackhawks trailed the Milton Redhawks 17-12 with 6.5 remaining, but they are faced with a 3rd and 1 from the 2-yard line, and they're threatening they can take the lead with a touchdown here. I'm Eric Rogers with Coach Adam Smith, and Baselic will fake the take, and he'll just go direct snap to Preston Strasburg, and he'll be taken down for a negative yardage.
They got to get points out of this drive.
So a field goal doesn't get you the lead, but you still...
A field goal, but what it does do is get you within one score. Well, all you need is a field goal to win the game. This is a huge drive right here, or this is a huge play.
Are going for it. Baselic looking right. He'll throw, and he finds this man. That's Dylan Bernard. in for the touchdown, and Fort Atkinson takes the first lead of the night.
Paselic made a nice read, nice ball. And even better, Dylan Bernard attacked the ball. You can see him, he broke his out route off, came back to the ball, helped create separation there against that man coverage. Makes a nice catch. And Fort Atkinson has taken all the momentum and has took this lead, and now they're going for two. Make it a 3-point game.
Paselic looking for Gertz, and he got it, and they are feeling it. Look at Paselic over there. He's loving it. So this game is great, and we see the fans down there are loving it as well. We'll send it down to the field. We have Jessa and Janet standing by.
Minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the game.
Thanks, guys. We're down on the sidelines with some very passionate Fort Atkinson Blackhawks fans. You guys are diehards. You're the visitors, but you look awfully at home right now. What do you do to keep the guys pumped up and scoring like this?
It's a lot of dedication, and you just gotta you really gotta have fun with it and just go all out for it. Like, you can't just go, oh, I'm not gonna go for it today. Every day it's just get out there and have some fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're doing a great job, and I noticed you're all wearing jerseys. Is this a theme?
Yeah, we had jersey night tonight. So, jersey theme.
All right, so you look great, and we were checking you out over there a little bit, catching your school spirit, and we may or may not have. I'm not going to confirm until we hear it, but did we hear some singing going on? I thought so. Can we get a little sample?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
ready?
yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Don't stop believing. That's all.
That's it. Okay, a little sample. Emphasis on little. Well, you guys did great. Thanks for cheering on your team here at the Milton Stadium and keeping your boys feeling at home. So great job, girls. All right. We'll get back to more football. Eric and Adam, back to you.
All right, thanks, ladies. And Fort Atkinson now takes the lead. They are up 20-17 over Milton, their first lead of the night. And Dylan Bernard got open, as you said, Adam, and really made that play happen. And then the 2-point conversion on top of it. Milton looking for an answer. Tyler Westrick on the option will give it up to Green. And nothing doing there. So as you said, this momentum has definitely shifted, and it's getting late in the game.
It has. They did a nice job defending that option there. You can see it really goes lateral. I don't know. Again, quarterback should be attacking the inside shoulder of the defensive end there, attacking downhill, not moving laterally, and really just strung that ball out, missed block on the flat defender, and ends up being a TFL. And I think Milton has helped Fort Atkinson with some of this momentum with mistakes, and we talked about execution. It's not scheme or adjustments, it's about executing.
And look who it is again, Colin Weber, pal,
both teams.
Big target there, and he's shown why he's a reliable guy to go to.
Absolutely. Well, both teams are utilizing their 6'4" wide receivers as well as they should. They're 6'4". Get them the ball. They're going to body up these little smaller, defensive backs. Both quarterbacks are putting the ball on the money for the most part, and get it to your playmakers. It's not terribly difficult.
Well, it's 3rd and 3 after the reception, down 17-20, 4.5 to play. Give it up to Green, and he'll keep churning and get the first down, as it would appear anyway. The Green Bay Packer first down will, looks like we might need a measurement here.
It's going to be a first down.
Yep, it is.
Howard Green did a nice job. Again, not a whole lot of room up in there. He just does a nice job of keeping his legs moving. You see his body momentum going forward. Good tough running by Howard Green right there. Needed that first down. Milton really needed that one.
And ball at midfield now. Time going to become a factor. Going back to passes, Westrick finds Weberpal again at the 45.
That's just a long handoff. Westrick is
high percentage.
Again, putting the ball on the money. Did a great job of catching the ball, anchoring. He already knew where he wanted to go pre-snap. And the DBs were late on it. It can't go through a 6'4" body.
This game brought to you by The Restaurant Show. It's Wisconsin's official television guide to the best restaurants around. Life's too short to eat average, so skip the rest and enjoy the best. We'll tell you where to go on The Restaurant Show.
Now you got 6'4" versus 5'9" over on the right side of the formation here.
Higginbotham in motion. Goes to Higginbotham. Tackled at the line of scrimmage. And that was Cole Nelson, the man who came up with the fumble recovery a possession ago.
They've run that play a couple of times. You think they have a counter off it where maybe they hook Weber Powell up instead of sending them deep on a clear out because that safety is coming so hard downhill on that arrow. It's vacating a void there. Or vacating, a zone. You hook them up right there, and we used to run that play all the time. Hook out. Read the outside defender. It's a great play.
Goes to Weber Pell again, and this time he drops it. It was just wrapped up by a couple defenders, and that is a key incompletion for both sides. And now Milton will be faced with a 4th and 5.
Get a little off target, but definitely in the range of Weber Powell there. He got his hands on the ball, just couldn't squeeze it. Yeah, big 4th and 5 right here.
And they'll be going for it.
I think in this situation, even when there's 2:57 left, I have all 3 of my timeouts. I probably would have punted it right here, tried to pin him.
And Westrick escapes the sack, keeping it alive. He'll throw downfield. And a wide open man, and that's completed.
Joey Straveris left all alone in the defensive backfield, snuck back there. And I don't know how Westrick got out of that. That was an amazing play right there. He spun out of that sack, kept his eyes down the field, and
well, it's going to get interesting here now. Right out of the hands of Austin Schmitz. Had him dead to rights.
Just all by himself, sitting back there.
And here they go now, going up to Green on the running play. He'll get inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, both teams are trying to run the ball, but they just don't have the numbers in the box to run the ball. And again, it's been proven that the quarterbacks have been able to make good decisions with the ball. We haven't seen any poor decisions really by both quarterbacks. Utilize the weapons that you have. You got 6'4" and 6'4" on the other side, and
don't forget, you stick around after this game for the presentation of our Hawk Bowl trophy. We'll have that and some post-game analysis after this, but right now, Milton trying to answer, down by 3. They'll fake the handoff to Green. He'll keep it. Westrick into the end zone. He'll score and retake the lead for the Red Hawks. A back and forth game in this Hawk Bowl.
The only question now is they leave too much time on the clock. Again, Westrick, we talked about decision making. He didn't have anybody open. Tucked to the ball. Got his shoulders north and south. And was able to get it up into the end zone.
Well, here's another key extra point. And that one good.
It makes it from a field goal game to a touchdown game. And now, again, 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Did Milton leave Fort Atkinson too much time? Fort Atkinson has 2 timeouts left. Clock stops on all first downs. Again, they're in the huddle right now, talking about how they're going to come out of after this kickoff.
Well, we'll find out. Let's take a quick break. You're watching the Hawk Bowl on CW57 Sports.
It's A1 Furniture's 34th anniversary sale. Save up to 34% plus get 34 months free financing on over 50 brands. Get a free recliner with this living room, just $9.99. 50,000 square feet of quality and savings. Only at A1 Furniture. It's A1 Furniture's 34th anniversary sale. Save up to 34% on mattress sets, pillow top sets $2.99, beauty rest sets $5.99, eye comfort sets $10.79, plus up to 34 months free financing. Only at A1 Furniture.
Well, after Milton had led 10-6 at halftime, it's now become a back and forth battle in the fourth quarter. Milton is just back on top, 24-20, but 2 minutes left. We'll see if Fort Atkinson can answer it once again. Here's the kickoff, and that'll go into the end zone. So let's send it down to the sideline. We've got Milton's athletic director.
We're going to take just one last break here on the sidelines at Milton at the A1 Furniture Hawk Bowl because we are joined by Brian Hamill, who is the activities director here for Milton. Welcome, Brian. Thanks for joining us for a moment.
Thank you. It's glad to have you guys covering Milton and Fort and the Badger Conference.
Yeah, we're excited to be here, and I want to ask you a little bit. This is a friendly rivalry that you have between the two schools, very close together. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Milton and Fort have been rivals in Southern Lakes and now in the Badger Conference, being, like you said, up the Highway 26. The thing about it is, we love to beat each other, but our coaching staffs get along so well. I mean, when these guys come, it's like old home days for me. I love to greet them when they get here. So our coaches really respect each other and get along so well. They actually work together, I think, on what things are going on in their schools and their teams.
Well, what a fun rivalry to have. I'm sure you're very proud of that relationship, and you guys bring us out for a great game, so thanks for that.
Well, you're welcome, and thanks for covering it. Again, it's great to have you guys here showing these kids doing their thing.
Before we let you go, I think your wrestling team deserves a shout out. What's going on with wrestling?
Right, well, as I mentioned to you earlier today, that wrestling, we've got a lot of success here, but wrestling's going for their 22nd straight conference championship from back in the Southern Lakes, now here in the Badger Conference. Just amazing run, and a lot to do with our youth wrestling and some great coaching.
That's really amazing. Good luck to you. Good luck to the kids. Thanks for your time. We got to get back to the game. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much. And we had a incompletion. Clay Gertz went right through his hands, and once again the defenders, Milton almost intercepted that ball, so Baselic of Fort Atkins is going to feel a little bit lucky about that one. Minute and a half to play and down by 4, but we have flags. This Hawk Bowl brought to you by CW57's Girl Talk. It's a platform for women to showcase their talents and knowledge on current issues and agendas affecting the women of today. If you want to be on Girl Talk, call 608-270-5700 or visit CW57.tv. And once again, don't forget to stick around after this game for post-game analysis and the presentation of the Hawk Bowl trophy to the winning team. And it could go to either one of these teams at this point in time. Minute and a half to go. 2nd and 15 from the 25. Down 24-20, Baselic. He's going to be sacked. No, he's not. He's still running, and he'll finally go down at about the 10-yard line. And this Milton defense and crowd really feeling it now.
Well, Milton in this situation does have an advantage. They know Fort Atkinson has to throw. They know that Fort Atkinson's offensive line is young and inexperienced, so that when they send a blitz, most of the time they're going to get through there. And you can see middle linebacker blitz. Number 37, John McCarthy, had a chance and then finishes them off right there. Oh!
Whoa, what a hit, but Gertz hangs on to it at the 40-yard line, and then he'll keep the game going, keep the drive going. The clock stops when the ball resets.
Fantastic catch by Gertz there. He just had that last drop, trying to run before he had the ball, and then comes right back with a big first down up to the 40-yard line.
All right.
Tremendous catch.
Down 24-20. 45 seconds remain in the Hawk Bowl. It's coming down to this drive right here. Baselic, 3 receivers to the left. The ball's loose. It's on the ground. He'll pick it up and try to run with it, but taken down at the 25-yard line. 2 sacks on this drive is killing Fort Atkinson. The clock is stopped at 32 seconds. A timeout charge to Fort Atkinson.
Yeah, just a poor snap and number one responsibility and quarterback in that situation is you got to catch the ball, and also they don't have their number one center in that situation. The ball was a little high and offside, but number one job, you got to catch that ball. If you don't catch the ball, you don't have a chance to throw it, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, you would think that, maybe he would have just fallen on it initially, but Baselic tried to pick that thing up and make a play with it. He's lucky he didn't lose it.
Well, it's hard to tell, competitive juices flowing.
Right.
You're going to fight. You're trying to win the game, trying to beat Milton on their field. you know,
And they
just trying to
definitely
make a
had
play.
their chances, yeah.
Can't
So
fault
it's
the kid for that.
2nd and 24 on the 26-yard line. They've got a ways to go here if they want to complete this comeback.
The middle of the field wide open. You got safeties.
Obvious passing
sitting 25
situation.
yards off the ball. You know, middle of the field is wide open. Send somebody on a dig route. There it is.
Wide open ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Again, right read. We just got to do a better job getting those defensive linemen hands down.
Yeah, the 2nd-team all-conference defensive tackle Hunter Nelson listed at 6'4", 265.
Great job. And again, it's exactly what you teach a defensive lineman. If you can't get to the quarterback, read his eyes, get your hands up. And I'd come right back to that same play, trying to hit Clay Gerds in the middle of the field there. Again, safety sitting 25 yards off.
Victor Martinelli
20 yards off.
Sideline pumped up.
I don't know where he's throwing it there.
That ball nearly intercepted.
Again, middle of the field is still open. They had 2 chances to try to get a first down. They still have a timeout. So they could have thrown it to the middle of the field, called timeout, and had an opportunity to get the first down on a much shorter scale. Now you're 4th and 20.
So it's 4th and 24.
Yeah, 25, excuse me. It's 4th and 25.
Ball on the 26-yard line. Game on the line right here. Baselic. Pocket breaking down. He's scrambling, rolling left. He'll chuck it to the middle of the field, going for Gertz. Somehow comes down with it past midfield, and Fort Atkinson is still alive.
Every time I say it, I get...
This is unbelievable,
It is
Adam.
unbelievable. He made a great play. And again, we talked about it isn't about scheme. It's about execution and making plays. And right there, Clay Gerds made a play.
16 seconds. Spikes it. Saves the timeout. 1 left. 14 ticks left on the clock. So let's take a look at that spectacular play. You know they were going to go to Gertz.
Well, you have to. Belichick does a good job of finding him. And Gerds just makes a great attack in the football. Again, over 6'4", over 6 foot. He's been a great job attacking the football. And I just...
Save that one for the highlight reel.
Exactly.
14 seconds left. Down 24-20 here in this Hawk Bowl.
You can't forget about Dylan Bernard in this situation either. There's the middle of the field. Clock will stop. Don't fight.
And he goes down. They're going for Nick Chapin.
Well, they're definitely in range to get the ball into the end zone. They're going to probably have to call their last timeout.
5
With
seconds
only 5
left,
seconds
yeah.
left.
Well, the field goal doesn't win it anyway. 1st and 10 from the 30. He does have the arm. We'll just see if he can come away with the desperation heave. 2 seconds left. And there's the timeout. Actually called by Milton. So this game has been a spectacular one. We'll also have the presentation of the Hawk Bowl trophy, which could go to either team at this point. So after this game, we'll have post-game analysis and a couple, interview the winning coach and talk with the team. And, either way, a hard-fought battle on both sides here, Adam.
Absolutely. It's everything we've been expecting it to be. You can't look at the records in this situation with teams this close. Again,
yeah, an
you heard the
0-4
AD
team,
talk
they're not
about
playing
it.
like it.
You've heard the AD from Milton talking about it. His coaching staffs know each other well. They're friendly towards each other. I'm sure they see each other at clinics and at camps, passing leagues and whatnot. So this is everything that we've expected it to be.
And this would appear to be the final play of the Hawk Bowl here. The game on the line. Fort Atkinson Blackhawks trailing the Milton Redhawks 24-20. A final desperation heave will do it, but now Fort Atkinson will take a timeout.
It's kind of like basketball. You down at the wire, see the setup and how it's going to work after the timeout, how a team sets up, and then the other coach calls timeout. Okay, they set up like this, and this is the play we're going to run. I really don't think it's too difficult for both sides.
Well, this entire crowd.
If I'm Fort Atkinson, I'm throwing the ball to number 12.
this
period.
entire crowd on their feet. And, yeah, I think you got to expect at this point it's going to go to number 12 after you saw in that last desperation heave that got him into this position in the first place.
And
Kurt's able to out-jump the triple coverage.
Well, you know Milton is going to, of course, double, triple team Kurtz, but you wonder in this situation if Coach Mahoney and Fort Atkinson hasn't practiced something like this. We practiced it with the Mustangs, even with our limited practice time. You know, you can maybe
got to be ready.
Maybe a trick play, something coming back across the middle where they flip it, kind of like a hook and ladder situation. You wonder what they're going to come up with, if it's just going to be a heave to number 12, or if there's something, some second move coming.
All right, here's the game right here. Paselic lofts it towards the end zone. It's going to be short of the goal line and knocked down by Milton's defense, and that's going to be the game. Milton will come away with a 24-20 win and outlast the final drive, the desperation heave from Fort Atkinson. They'll win the Hawk Bowl 24-20.
Fantastic game by both sides. Well fought, well played. You see the last play here, he just threw it as far as he could. I don't think Clay Gertz ever saw that ball, never got a chance to get his head around. Bichelik had to let it go due to protection breakdown.
So, what a Hawk Bowl it has been. Fort Atkinson rallied back. They were down 10-6 at halftime, but they fall short 24-20. Milton will hang on and win this one. It's been great. We will take a break and we'll have some post-game analysis and the presentation of our Hawk Bowl trophy. You're watching the Hawk Bowl on CW57 Sports.
Catch the best high school football all season long on CW57 Sports. Next week, the Middleton Cardinals head to Mansfield Stadium to take on the Spartans of Madison Memorial. Next Saturday at 6 p.m. and next Sunday at 3 p.m. only on CW57 Sports.
Join us this week for Girl Talk. We're in the beautiful showroom of Bella Domicile.
We'll have some awesome tips on how to get your kitchen remodeling off on the right foot.
And as usual, we're going to talk about health and wellness.
That's right, and all that you can catch right here on the CW57.
Welcome back in here to Milton High School. I'm Eric Rogers with Coach Adam Swift, where the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks could not complete the comeback against the Milton Redhawks. Milton wins this game 24-20. Adam, it was a crazy game. You know, the first half it seemed to be all Milton, and then Fort Atkinson started building momentum despite that mismanaged drive to end the first half where Milton ended up getting that field goal. Then it was all Clay Gertz for Fort Atkinson and Bernard as well.
We talked about what was going to happen coming out of halftime, what adjustments were going to be made, and then, again, it doesn't – you can talk about adjustments all you want, but it comes down to execution and playmaking, and both teams did a fine job in that second half. This has been the best game that we've definitely had this year, and Fort Atkinson did a heck of a job of withstanding that poor play at the end of the first half and not letting that beat them down and coming out in the second half and really making the adjustments count that they made in halftime and coming out and executing and making plays. And they gave Milton all they could handle in the second half here and made it a game. And it's unfortunate that team's 0-5. They're probably one of the best 0-5 teams definitely in this area of the state because they really played toe-to-toe with Milton there.
Well, Tyler Westrick, the quarterback for Milton, really sealed that one after they drove down the field, and he scored a rushing touchdown of his own. And we were concerned, with 2 minutes left and 3 timeouts, would Fort Atkinson be able to make a comeback? And then Milton's defense sacked Paselic a few times for a big, 10-yard losses, but they still battled back and had a chance at the 30-yard line to heave it into the end zone.
Yeah, just again in those situations, young offensive line, time was of the essence, and Bichelik didn't have enough to allow Clay Gertz to get set up in that situation. And I was really hoping they get something set up where they had, a second, pitch back or something else coming across the field where the middle of the field was wide open and maybe run and get in the open field.
And that's nothing to take away from either of these teams.
Absolutely
and
not.
Fort Atkinson as well. So.
Each team played their hearts out, and it was a great game.
Well, one team had to win, and it was Milton. They won this game 24-20. It has been the Hawk Bowl. We'll send it down to the field for the presentation of the Hawk Bowl trophy.
7. All right!
We're at the A1 Furniture Hawk Bowl. We have the winners here. This is the Milton High School Red Hawks. Congratulations to Coach Bill O'Leary and your guys.
Give yourself a round of applause. Go Red Hawks!
Coach, this is your second year.
Yes.
You coached for a decade for Janesville Craig.
Longer than a decade. I'm much older than that. 35 years in the district, 17 at Craig.
And now you're back in
I
your
am.
hometown.
And
How's it
my
feel
alma
to be
mater.
back to coach your hometown?
I love it. When the chance came up to do this and be with these guys, I was very excited to get here. So this sort of night makes it all worthwhile.
Well, congrats to you. And we're here covering the A1 Furniture Bowl Series. This is the Hawk Bowl. What a great friendly rivalry these two teams have.
Friendly was the key one on that one because that was two groups of people that were playing their keisters off to get this trophy we didn't know we were getting, but we're awful happy to have because the other choice was we wouldn't have it. So we
That's
now
right.
definitely have that.
Now we just got to get you a bigger trophy case. Well, on behalf of CW57 Sports and A1 Furniture, here you go, the winners of the Hawk Bowl, Milton High School. We're going to turn it over to Eric and Adam. They're going to slide in. We're going to stick around. Here they are.
Guys are back here.
Back here,
All right,
Coach.
good,
Let's go
back.
in.
Stay there.
Sit down?
Yes.
Down?
Nice job. Stand here and act like above average human beings.
There you go. All right, Coach Bill O'Leary here with the A1 Furniture Hawk Bowl trophy. You told us it was going to be a barn burner. It apparently lived up to the expectation.
Absolutely, yeah. We wanted to make it as exciting as we could for TV, and we did it right down to the end. So
the drama, right?
There's nobody leaving if they care about high school football. Everybody's watching this one right to the end. So yes, it was a great game. I'm very proud of my kids' efforts and of Fort Atkinson. That was a great game.
Coach, it didn't seem that you guys had have a hard time stopping Bernard and Gertz. And what was that in that last play? What was the comments to the team as far as trying to stop that last play?
We pleasantly reminded them that we'd like to end up with the ball on the ground or in our hand rather than their hand in the end zone. And everybody in the group said exactly what we changed the defenses about a couple hundred times tonight. We made up one what we called that last time out and got guys where we thought we'd do the most coverage. And if you looked at the end, I thought we had that pretty well covered. Their chance of completing that weren't very good.
No,
very proud of my kids.
Yeah, we equated it to basketball. End of the game of basketball. Coach comes out, sees how they're set up, calls timeout, try to adjust the play, but you guys seem to have it covered well.
Well, and I was thinking one more because I still had two in my pocket that I was thinking if we weren't ready, I was just going to go. But I got outvoted by my defensive coaching staff, so we went with what was there, and I'm happy with that decision. If it wouldn't have been, I'd probably be complaining on my way up there about why didn't we call timeout. So worked out good.
Well, we can talk all day about the offense, how things kind of flipped in the second half, and it was both teams going back and forth. But your defense really stepped up first with that blocked punt to end the first half, and then the couple sacks in that last drive. But they still battled back. I mean, how you got to talk about your defense.
Absolutely, our defense has played well all year. Other than the Wanakee game, I think this is the most points you've given up all year. But they're pretty good offensively. They got some great skill position kids that made some great catches. I mean, we had them covered,
absolutely,
and they were catching the ball. So it was all good. I'm very proud of my kids. Offense, defense. We play as a family and as a team, and we get to share this fabulous trophy right here with our rest of our school. I'm very proud of that. Thank you.
Well, we like to present you now with this trophy. You already kind of had a chance. Adam, you have one more question?
Nope, we're all good.
All right, let's just wrap this up. Coach,
Oh, boy.
congratulations
Hey.
to you and the team as well.
Hey, we won with you here. You can come every week you want to.
All right. A1 Furniture Hawk Bowl Trophy champions, Milton High School. I'm Eric Ryder with Coach Adam Smith.
Don't forget to join us next week. Mansfield, Madison Memorial against Middleton Cardinals.
There it is.
It's A1 Furniture's 34th anniversary sale. Save up to 34% on mattress sets, pillow top sets $2.99, beauty rest sets $5.99, eye comfort sets $10.79, plus up to 34 months free financing only at A1 Furniture.
The WIAA, in conjunction with the Green Bay Packers, is determined to preserve the excitement of Friday nights on high school football fields across the state of Wisconsin. Contrary to how some reports misrepresent the data available, the risk of serious injury in high school football is less than it has ever been. With better teaching, better rules, and better equipment, the Green Bay Packers and the WIAA encourage participation in the nation's most popular sport because it's fun, it's educational, and it's safer than ever.
Ricardo Ramos and family of Subway Sandwiches are proud supporters of the Milton High School Redhawks. Brought to you by Subway Sandwiches on Janesville Street in Milton. Subway, eat fresh, home of the $5 foot long. Go Redhawks!
It's A1 Furniture's 34th anniversary sale. Save up to 34%, plus get 34 months free financing on over 50 brands. Get a free recliner with this living room, just $9.99. 50,000 square feet of quality and savings. Only at A1 Furniture.